Hello everyone and welcome back to Temptations of Ait'seh with What Team Comp, where we're going to have some D&D fun with some D&D tomfoolery.
I don't know about fun by this earlier conversation. I'm going to be real honest.
That's your own fault, not mine.
We're about to get into some political discussions.
Right.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's part of fun, ain't it?
No.
Considering it's between you guys, we'll see how that goes. But
Have you seen a political discussion during Thanksgiving go well?
I didn't say that.
Of all the ways to phrase.
I mean,
No. Go ahead, Don. Sorry.
I appreciate what NPR just typed out because he does have a point. But that being said, let's jump into this. Oop, ow. Cracked my knuckles.
What the hell did you just do?
I just said I cracked my knuckles.
Oh, I thought your legs popped. I was concerned.
No, that was every knuckle in my finger.
That's still not right.
No. When we last left off, the group had been trying to get more information regarding the nobles that they have been hunting since they first left Cormundum. Finally making their way to Ivory Hills and finally finding where they were, but finding themselves in the area where the nobles' titles actually matter. Figuring that they could get some information, try and figure out some more details, something that they could use against them. They went to a old graveyard, meant to be ceremonial, very nice looking, and stumbled their way through finding a dragon in the basement, hidden away behind a wall that was magically sealed. After making their way up and making a bit of a ruckus, they've eventually been pointed towards discussing with the guild about speaking with some warlocks, whether to try and get into the nobles' good graces so that they could get information that can prove their potentially being vampires or conspiring against the king of this land, and with which to be able to out them and get them removed from power, or to simply use the warlocks for their own ends to try and stage a revolt to overthrow them. That is completely up to them. But now that, at the very least, Naivara and Zadim are members of the Dragon's Eye Guild and have put their stamp on the Dragon's Eye mission list for this mission, you guys have been able to convene together. And the floor is yours.
I forgot what Taru's typing sounded like. I've missed it.
Welcome back.
Are we all at the inn then right now?
I think we stopped at a library.
Sure, we're all at the end. So we can be back with...
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where we are.
We would have had a conversation, to be fair. So...
We stopped
Jump
at the
cut.
library to find out more about the area.
Yes, you had been going to the
We're
libraries
going
to look around the stuff, yes.
Okay, is
I
this
thought we
the-
just left.
Yes,
we
you had
were
just
like,
left.
No.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
we did.
just left the...
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, we
you
just
just
left
left
the
the
library.
Because you guys were like, Bo, ready to leave the library? And he said, thank God.
Yes, because he was just like,
Because he
yeah.
couldn't find anything about Selleck. He's just like, fuck everything here.
Has it been just one night since I missed last session? Has it just
Since
been
you fucked
Yes.
that guy?
Okay. No, I mean, did I fuck that guy again? Because I totally would have. But
Yes, if you had asked him, he would have been okay with it.
It's
No.
like, what is it? It's like Zombieland. Roll 3, double...
God damn it.
anyway, okay. Did I accompany you guys to the guild stuff?
You followed us everywhere.
You followed them, but you didn't go inside.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds about right.
So you're aware of most of the details that they brought out. You, as far as I was aware, were not looking for anything when you went to the libraries, so I didn't have you go inside doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And since I was told that you didn't want to join the guild, you were just outside waiting, and then Claire and Bo just kind of showed up and were like, yeah, we decided not to join either.
Okay.
Apparently they are very okay with the people who sign on being the leaders or head of mercenary bands, because they're the ones who will have to dole it out to the people they hire to take the mission. So it is completely viable that a lot of the people who work for the guild have people underneath them who are not technically affiliated with it.
Okay.
It's basically like
but-
the Marquis deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also
Which,
means
you
that
know,
if anything goes wrong, all of the blame goes on the person who's leading the operations head, because of the fact that they're the ones who are putting their name on the line. So they have more incentive to make sure that their people act correctly.
Okay. Yeah. Then
Oh.
and another question. This Dragon Eye Guild, is this the Mage Guild or
No, this is like
This is the
quest
guild,
guild,
quest
quote-unquote,
guild.
essentially.
Yes.
a quest guild?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a plan.
If you haven't noticed, Tandoff seems to have a running theme.
Alright. Can we get back to the end so we can have a discussion? And we probably
Yeah.
should go in one of our rooms.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably should.
Easy enough.
I have a plan. I have
Okay.
a plan.
Oh,
We'll,
okay.
we'll say you're in your room so you can start this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a plan.
Okay.
Okay, so Silac taught me about a lot of spells, you know? A lot of different types of abilities that come with those spells. One of them in particular is sticking out to me in this very
And that is.
clairvoyance.
Oh.
If I can somehow sneak my way into the house of the nobles, which I know will not be, I can create a magical sensor in there. It's only for 10 minutes, but with it I'll be able to see through it and maybe figure some things out from the inside.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible for you to cast it on a specific item?
No. But I can cast it from a mile away.
So you're saying we just need to be within a mile of?
Not exactly. It's supposed to usually be a place I'm familiar with.
Oof. So we have to get him inside.
Or if we want to, cower it out a little bit, I could I could put it directly behind a door.
But we would have to get you to
But
the
I'd
door.
I'd only be able to do the first door, which I'm sure the first door wouldn't get us much. You know
I
what I
have another slight idea for going to be spying.
mean? Mm-hmm.
I have a dragon that turns invisible.
My only fear is that they'll have something that can see invisibility.
Well, I mean, it would be a little bit
mean,
easier potentially than sneaking
if they
you
can-
in.
If they can see invisibility, won't they also see the
Clairvoyance?
clairvoyance thing?
They would, but it's a lot smaller. It's about the size of an eye.
Hmm.
Hard to notice, you know?
If
Done.
we're gonna sneak in,
Well, no,
I-
it's about the size. Well, it's about the size of my fist. And he holds up his actual fist,
Oh, thank God.
not the claw.
Getting you
Well-
in is still the problem.
Exactly.
yeah. If we are gonna sneak around, I won't be able to join.
It's definitely not my expertise.
I'm not great at it either, is the thing. And I don't know if I have anything that could help with it either.
Do you have anything that could shrink you down?
No,
Hmm.
that ain't my fortissimo.
Pretty. I hate it. I hate it. The only way that we could potentially sneak you in is if this is going to sound crazy, I would be able to shrink you down, knock you out, and give you to Arcus to carry.
I don't like that idea.
Yes. Yeah.
Arcus just looks at you just like, what?
If I shrink him to a tiny creature, you could carry him.
I've only become unconscious a handful of times. It ain't fun.
There's no viable way we can sneak you in. None of us are really good at the subterfuge thing. Well, actually,
I could
Don!
hide myself in a stone wall.
Don, are there any specific guards around the Nobles area?
You haven't been to the Nobles area thus far.
Are we able to get in, or is it just gated?
It's gated.
Fuck me.
You could send Arcus there. Out of character.
I can make it so everything we do is completely silent.
Out of character, I think Zadim can too. Doesn't he have Pass Without a Trace?
No, I mean silence.
Oh. I have
I can't
one
get-
idea that could potentially sneak one of us in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not all too awful at replicating outfits, insignias included.
Well, couldn't be me. He holds up the claw.
Yeah, that's the main problem. But if we were to think you were a prisoner, you'd have to act really well, though.
That's not my fortissimo either. I'm not the best actor, if you know what I mean. I can stay silent, possibly.
Have any one of us run across, what was it, Lady Adele?
No.
Mm-mm.
I
You
can
can't have
send
to
a
look for her.
message to her tomorrow.
She was supposed to be following after us. She should be here.
Yeah, we don't know. She might be singing a different.
Oh, I could do that.
What?
I can make a spell make me look like I'm completely dead.
She just blinks at you.
What?
It's a spell that can make me indistinguishable from a dead body.
That's still
My,
not easy to.
my mic has been off this whole time.
Oh no.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Um. Uh.
Well, I don't. Here's the thing. Once I do it, I'm like that for.
Which means that we would have to carry you.
Yeah, I could also do it to somebody else. Being fair.
Well, surely what we could do if we wanted to sneak in is we could learn what sort of how the guards move around. Maybe there's a point where like the guards, where there aren't any
Change
guards.
shift.
Yeah. And then maybe you could have Arcus sneak through to like get a look around, and then when you're done, you can just zip him back.
That could work.
And then once we know what the inside is like, or at least what the immediate inside is like, then we can set Bo in some way or another.
Possibly.
I'm sure
It'd be better than nothing. Just go. Alright, so now that we think that's a possible idea, what do you know about these warlockers?
You say warlock? Just out of character, just so I make sure I heard right. Did you say warlock? Cuz?
He forgets exactly how to say warlock.
Okay.
He's not from a place
Just
where
make
they're
sure
very
I heard
common at
right.
all.
He was raised a commoner. He doesn't know what a fucking warlock is.
To be fair, so was my character, but.
She is a warlock, that doesn't count.
What little I do know, and what I can make assumptions about are two different things. I know apparently they're attacking temples, but from what I can tell, it's temples of those that would kill them. And also, out of character. Out of character, Bob, by the way, you do know this because you sat in front of her when she said this. I do know that I know the two leaders as well.
2 of the leaders.
Well, 2 of them.
Who is that?
Alkin and Vermin, yeah.
Writing down these names. How do you spell them?
Taru, by the way, I think you actually would know that name.
I do? Shit.
You know one of them.
What?
Which
Fuck.
one?
You know, how do you spell
She
it?
knows about
Oh, I
Alkin,
know.
or Virdrick does.
I know she mentioned something about looking for someone a while back, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How do you insert an accented letter?
I don't know. That's an excellent question.
Well, for the moment. No, not that. There we go.
Okay. And I remember you said I remember the Aachen name?
Alkin, yeah.
When would he have known about them?
It was a
She...
while ago.
Yeah.
I remember that conversation.
Oh yeah,
So,
you discussed
like-
it with her.
You know, they're the leaders, but like, how devout are the followers?
If they're following his directive to attack temples despite the obvious danger, pretty devout. Because that normally puts your head on a...
How kind are they?
Marina takes after my example, and I was with the other.
Say that one more time.
Hang on. Thought someone was knocking at the door. Okay, so there's a lot that I need to tell you, but to give the short version, before I technically died, I was with Alkin.
3 of those statements did not make sense.
I will give you full disclosure after we figure out what the hell we're doing, okay, Bo? I promise.
I didn't know you died.
I technically didn't. I should be, but I'm not.
Isn't that everybody?
Fair enough.
Yeah, everyone in this group, everyone dies one time or another.
Everyone gets one.
You know, you guys, just for like reference, you know what would be good to buy me some more of those diamonds just in case more than one of you die, right? Just
Yeah.
a future event.
Repeat? I'm sorry.
He's saying
It
it would be
might
good for you
be
guys to buy
good.
him diamonds in case more than one of you gets knocked to near death.
Because I have one set of diamonds, but just if more than one of you dies, Colonel.
He's like, I can only
Cheers.
help a few of you.
Because let's be honestly, if more than one of you die, I might not make it to either one of you on time because I spend too much time to say.
Virdrick is definitely crossing his arms, and he's like, and you're seriously suggesting we get their help on this?
It would be easier than... Wait, no, now I have to...
Just like Virdrick is definitely crossing his arm.
Like, Virdrick is not outside at all.
Just he's in serious mode.
Too serious.
He has
He
on
is
his
just-
pouty face.
He's being super serial, guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I'll lean against the wall and cross her arms and look at him. So, the reason why I suggest it is because, honestly, in my eyes, it's better to have an army at our potential than dive in, attack the nobles, potentially get hurt. We might take them, but even if we do take them, have an entire country after our head for it.
Why do we have a whole country over our head?
Because we murdered some of their higher-ups
But
without any due excuse, quote-unquote.
right, because we need evidence.
Right.
I mean, I can create an undead creature to be cannon fodder, worst comes to worst.
We could just
Like,
I
if
don't know, fabricate evidence. Or
fabricating is not kind, but it could work.
Or we
How
could
would we
just
do it?
we could just wait for them to do something dubious and then catch them in the act and then kill them.
But then by the time they do something dubious, and by the time we find out about it, it may be too.
Yeah, because we only just now found out about the coins, and Lord knows how long they have been there. We catch them on the tail end of the effects that they do. But how would we create evidence to make it seem right to murder?
We bait them. We bait them into doing something that they would normally do that's obviously illegal. But we have the clerics there to back up our claim.
Well, one of us could. Who do you think they'd take enough pity on to bring into their ranks? Because they brought that Furbolg man in, so they might bring somebody else. So it'd be somebody.
Firbolg, man. What?
Yeah, they took a Furbolg man in and made him a werewolf.
What? Oh, the lords.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it would take somebody that's like they'd almost take pity on and be willing to help. Because from what we see, they're not the worst. Like they try to make some people happier, but they're also kind of not nice people. So that's an idea. I don't know who would do it. Who do you think they would take pity on most, Nalari?
If they're wanting to kill warlocks, it definitely ain't me.
What do you think, Theodric?
Out of character, I'm sorry. I actually got called in the middle of all that, so I missed the last, minute or so.
Bo was suggesting an idea that he was saying one of us could try to actually infiltrate the group, but it would probably need to be somebody they would somewhat take pity on.
There's also the fear that they might turn us
royal
into
group?
one of them, though. Yeah, the nobles.
Oh, there's no way in hell Virdrick can do that.
Who do you think would be best at doing it? Zadim is a hunk of a man, so I doubt they'd take pity on him.
But pity?
I don't think they'd take pity on him, though.
Pity?
It would either be pity or impressed by their abilities.
That's what I mean. I'm like,
Point out one issue in this plan. If they
Yeah,
are exactly what we think they are, then becoming part of their group entails becoming one of them.
very true. Very, very true. Who has the best chance to not?
Who has the best chance to what?
To not become a vampire, essentially.
Not become a vamp. Well, especially not fall for their charms.
Definitely not me.
That would be me.
I would immediately fall for their chance, probably. I'm
Out of
very
character,
sure of that.
I know who it would be. Least likely to fall for charms.
I do too.
At least highest mod. I know the highest mod out of everybody. If it is a charm effect.
is any one of us well suited for that? He's kind of looking at
I am.
Zadim, but
No.
Don't
I have
look
a
at me.
plus
I
8
have a
against
very
charm.
low intelligence, as I've been telling you all.
It's
Think that
literally
my
me and
wisdom
Bo
is
that
going
would
to
be
be
the.
that much better?
I think it's legit me and Bo that would have the best defense against it.
on that particular
Logistically
thing, but as
speaking.
far as like tricking them and stuff,
Yeah. I have an ability to make me better at it, at tricking. Let me see what it's called. 1 second. Where the heck are you? There you are. It's called Enhance Ability. I can give myself Eagle Splendor,
That sounds,
which gives me advantage on all charisma checks.
That sounds
If there's
about
a way-
right.
If there's a way that we could enter,
Fridays.
if there's a way we can enter as pair, then we might have a better shot.
That'd be a good idea. You can be the talker, I can be the muscle. He tries to flip.
I think the best part is he has the same strength as me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth a shot, but if we're going to...
You say worth a shot, but if things go wrong, we can't retrieve you.
Hey, guess what? If any of this goes wrong, we're all dead anyway.
Yeah, true. And no matter
Literally,
what plan we
any
do,
plan we do.
this is all, we either succeed or we fail. Worst comes to worst. All right. You see, he's putting his head to his fingers. He goes, or his fingers to his head to fingers. Yeah, just throws his head down. No, he puts his head to his, fingers to his head. He goes, all right, Virdrick, you should be near the vicinity of the place, just in case you hear hooting and hollering. You know, Venori should be near him.
I know.
No, you know,
Clear?
fuck it. I don't know. Kalir, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, the big people. Kalir should be near him. And Zadim should be on top of a building with bright. Can he fly bright eyes yet?
No.
I am not yet able to, but soon. Slowly pets Bright Eyes
I
feathers.
think you've been saying soon since you met me.
To be fair, she has grown much bigger since we last spoke about this. I am actually able to ride her, but I need to make sure she is strong enough to be able to hold me.
Walking and flying are two different things when carrying people.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So
She's able to carry
you should
me,
be near
but-
with. You should also be near with Bright. If we do the plan with me, because like, I might be able to get pity points for the whole. And he goes snap snap in his other with his claw, I mean, if they question my god, knowing I'm a cleric, my god isn't necessarily
Bo,
good nor evil.
if we're gonna do this, I need you to make me a promise.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing this clairvoyance thing and getting out. No meandering, no sitting, nothing.
What if they don't let us out? Do we try to force our way out, or do we just go with it until it?
If we're in prison, they can't get us out.
Huh?
If we're imprisoned, they can't get us out.
If who's imprisoned?
Us.
Wait, who is the person getting the? Them, right? He points like
She's pointing
Zadim.
She'll point to Virdrick and Kalir
Yeah.
and Zadim. They
Oh,
cannot get us
yeah.
out if we're in
So-
prison.
If they don't want us to leave, we go with the flow.
Go with the flow usually is fighting. And I don't want an entire host of guards coming down on us.
Going with the flow can is usually just being chill and seeing or doing whatever they want.
Bo. She can't kneel. But she does stand in front of him. I want you to know something.
Mm-hmm.
Me being in prison is not, I'm just stuck in a cell. It is a death sentence. I am literally-
Did you forget Zadim met me in one?
It's not because that's where we're going. It is what I am.
I'm confused while you're talking about this.
I am trying to impress upon you that I am literally putting my life in this plan's hands and technically yours.
Hand and claw, but yeah, sure.
If this goes wrong, I cannot go to prison. They will kill me.
So what you're saying is, if they tell us not to leave, don't leave. Don't leave.
Well,
Like,
Putting us in chains.
I have a thought.
Yeah.
yes.
Do they just take people in and then immediately change them? Because I would have thought with
I
people,
imagine it takes time.
yeah, my thought is that you probably have to prove your loyalty.
Oh God. How do you think we're gonna have to do? I know no matter what we do is
Well,
gonna be for the
that-
greater good and all.
Well, that would mean that you have to eventually leave the place.
Very true. That's smart thinking. And he just gives you a good love tap to the knee.
And to be fair, she's armored, so unless she's
Exactly.
not armored right now.
Oh no, she is.
I think that makes me think of, if they want us to join, well, if we convince them to join, and they want us to prove ourselves.
What if we suggest going to those warlock friends of yours and take them out, but actually we do your other plan?
And it'll keep their guard down. Okay.
Sorry, I cut you off. The idea just came in.
You're fine. I have no alcohol. Fuck. She's holding the spider wine.
I think the first order of business might be perhaps finding one of the people they transformed. Just to, like, I guess get an idea of what the process was. Like, they went in and then what happened.
I think everyone they've transformed is either on their side or against, or
Well, the problem is, even that's not correct, because they just changed the boy as well.
what boy?
The kid we
The-
had to...
The vampire one?
Yeah.
Well, he was still kind of on their side, though.
I think that's what being changed into that does, though,
Yeah.
is my concern. Because if we do change, even if it takes a while, our minds would slowly become theirs to control.
So, do you want to try all of us to join them, or do you want it to just be us?
Bless you.
How exactly are they going to believe we want a paladin convinced to do all this?
Yeah, true. That's very, very true. And would more numbers look more suspicious or less? Yes.
More
Yes.
numbers would look more suspicious.
All right.
Yeah.
If this is the plan we want to go with, then it should just be you two.
When we go there, I'm gonna do a enhanced ability on you. I'm going to keep my mouth mostly silent, and you'll do all the talk.
As this is going on, Clear, you suddenly hear someone talking in your head.
Oh,
It's a familiar voice of the person that you met in the town, the bard.
That's hilarious that she talks to Kalir, considering Kalir does not like her.
Yeah, that was the person that disliked her most.
She doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm surprised she doesn't. Kalir openly made it look like she didn't like her.
Anyway, yeah, what does she say?
Hi, it's me, the voice in your head. Just kidding. Just always wanted to say that. Tell me an inn to meet to talk.
Hello, like,
That was only 22.
There's the only one who
Stop
hears
looking.
this.
Kalia starts looking up, and then she realizes, it's in my head. She starts questioning, wait, was that real? She's openly saying this, by the way.
Was what real?
I just had a voice in my head. It didn't sound... it sounded like Adele, but I can't remember if that... I don't know if that was just...
Did
She
she
said-
say?
Yep, that's all 25. Nope,
Yep.
just so you know. That's all
Oh, yeah,
25.
I was aware.
I was
She
counting
said-
wrong.
She said she was coming, but wanted to know what bar or something to meet.
Nah, she cast in.
That would make sense.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for her then, because we're not going to be able to respond back.
Why not?
You just said a lot of words.
Ah.
I didn't reply though.
Yes, that is very alright. No, you can reply to sending immediately. The next 25 words.
Oh,
Yeah. It's alright.
wait, I said them out loud though, out of character.
Yeah.
Like, you all heard them. So
Yes.
it wasn't like,
No, it's the next 25 words you say is the response.
oh, okay.
And it's whisper that can be said. No, not whisper. Was it message?
Message.
Is
Yeah,
the
message
whispered
is the one
voice
that, yeah, message is the one where you don't hear the words that is part of the reply.
Oh, okay.
The reason why is
Yeah.
because sending is literally, you can do it anywhere on the same plane of existence.
Oh my god, well then she's in for a surprise. She's just in for some, like, confused talking, like, what the fuck was that?
You get another sending, and you can hear a bit of terse
Wait,
exasperation.
she sent it back to Kalir again?
This time it's to
Yeah, that's what I thought.
This time it's to Virdrick.
Oh, okay.
She's just bouncing around to people right now. She's just like, okay, clearly not that one. Goes to Virdrick this time. Remind me not to joke with you people again. That is frustrating. Just, I need a place to meet. Name an inn. We'll meet there, please.
He says the inn's name.
What?
He says the inn's name that they're at. I forget what it is.
Okay. All right.
That's it.
All right.
I forgot that literally one of my sessions' entire notes encompassed with the phrase "found dead body."
Good times.
That was fair.
She's on her
I
way
can't
now.
find my phone either.
She's on her way now. We'll talk with her first, and then we'll just decide from there.
Huzzah.
Alright. I'm willing to try, but no promises I'll talk too much when I'm there, because I'm not the best liar, you see.
I'm better at it than I need to be.
Yeah, and I can help you out with it when we walk up to the place. For an hour, it'll be effective.
So it just means I need to talk fast. Awesome.
Well,
About half an hour
here's
later.
the thing. I'll just try to
Go ahead.
finagle myself into not lying. Like, I'll only tell true statements.
Be right back.
Somehow.
If you can't say anything,
I'm sure it's
we'll
going to be fine.
we'll just not say it. How about that?
Yeah.
Alright, so since that's the plan, we're going to just be waiting on a bird. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna head down and take a shot so I can relax. And she will exit the room.
Bo will go with her.
Vyric's gonna hang around. He's gonna go over to his room actually for a minute to kind of, I guess.
You cannot get some fuck!
No, he's got things to think about.
Ugh.
By the way, Dawn, have I not gotten any word back from my contact yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Is it expected that it might take a while?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very upset. I can't find my phone anywhere and it's ring. Because I'm wondering if it fell down in the crevice.
Okay. Okay, yeah, he's got some shit to think about right now.
It's fine. It's totally fine. There's not a danger here at all. We will not die. We will be fine.
Yeah, there's other things he's got to worry about right now, okay? Did you say there was my church in this town at all or not? I feel like there was a no. That was no.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. Is there nearby? Do I know of any bigger churches of mine nearby? Maybe in nearby towns or anything like that?
For the Church's Zoo, not
Yes.
particularly. You haven't been much to Tamdov, so
Yeah, that's what I figured.
you'd have to ask around once you get there.
Yeah, let me while we're waiting, let me DM you a couple questions.
Okay. Yeah.
Um
Oh no, you're hungry. You're hungry. Also, I am totally allowed to make as many comments as I want about that, by the way. in the OOC channel.
To be fair, it was a while ago that you even said that.
I'm aware, but I'm just laughing because it's just like offers suggestion. You guys, okay? We hear, oh no, there's a dragon! Ah! Lose your dang minds, and then after having some time to actually sit down and think, what if we do this? Me staring at the
Drew, I
idea.
don't know what you mean. It's our plan. Stop trying to steal.
No, I'm gonna smack you. That's what I'm gonna do now. That's my idea. Isn't that a great idea?
OC plan. Do not steal.
just because Jackson can last against a dragon in which he never got hit and come out of it without his brain scrambled doesn't mean that everyone else can.
Jackson's a badass. Of course he can do that.
No, he
Yeah.
just has evasion probably, or he just stayed
No,
away
what
from
do you mean that?
the.
He didn't stay behind. So
Yeah.
He was literally within
badass.
melee with it.
Okay,
No, you weren't.
if
That was.
No, I mean not the first one. The second to last one we fought, the blue dragon.
Yeah, that was the blue one. That was in.
Yeah,
yeah,
behind a
you
wall.
you can't say I'm a badass when you're behind a wall shooting.
To be fair,
The first one he hit,
Yeah.
or excuse me, the last one we fought, he actually flew up to and hit. Which,
yeah.
thank God, that the barbarian went in first. Because
cold
Once
as
again,
hell.
it's unfair to say oh badass against AOE effects. They fucking have EV.
Oh no, I've been the barbarian against those. I just wasn't the badass because of the fact that I didn't have resistance to it because I never got a magic item to give me resistance to anything.
You know what else was badass?
Hmm.
Almond and Pit Fiend.
No, that is an admittedly very, very good one. Partly due to the fact that he was fighting him with a non-magical weapon, and the main
No, it was
source
magical.
of his. Oh yes, yeah,
he had-
magical. Yeah, he had the.
yeah, he had
the pen?
rags that were.
Oh,
They just counted as magic.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
So, Dawn, thank you for reminding me of something else.
That being,
Looking dark rooms, and you understand.
I'll look at it later. I'm looking for
I
the.
also DM'd you the question. Questions.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
History check.
Alright.
This sounded so questioning.
2 of them. 2 history checks. Now that's what I was
Two.
just debating. Just 2 history checks. One for the first thing, one for the second thing.
Alright, straight history checks.
Yes.
Um,
Make sure you're not on 2GM.
What happened?
Yeah.
They
Are
can
you
see-
sure it's gonna be
Hard
history?
DM something.
I am certain that it would be history. This isn't
I
a
know.
religion check. This is a history check.
Oh,
Charlie staring at her history like,
I said make sure it's not to GM.
Oh, not? Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I thought
we now gotta re-roll.
Nope, you're fine.
No.
She rolled 16 on both of them. And I'll say what the questions are and answer verbally if you want, or if you want to keep it private. Which would you prefer?
private.
Keep
She had it,
secrets.
What happened?
You don't know. It's private shit.
No, I mean, what happens?
Oh, we
inside
actually
the
paused for
Nothing. Yeah, we paused.
Yep.
Okay.
while we're waiting for the bard to get there. Nivara and Bo went downstairs to get a drink. I went to my room.
well, no, I don't know if Bo was gonna drink.
Well, Bo followed after her though.
Yeah.
Well, might because he's been very anxious, but he probably won't. For
Grab my notes. Roll high enough to get some interdestined stuff.
If I were a higher level, I'd be much less concerned with vampires. Because guess what? I can't be charmed! Unfortunately, I'm not.
I think it was recommended that you don't go after and fight them. Not right now.
I wonder what I've been saying! Actually, Frederick,
He's in a room.
well,
Well,
technically you, but
yes.
did Frederick ever say, like, the bard saying, like, I'll be there at a certain amount of time? Or she'll
No,
be
he-
here in a bit or something?
He did say that she's on her way. Like, she'll be here. So
Oh,
he didn't say any time or anything.
because I'm assuming because she didn't.
I'm assuming because she's in town, so shouldn't take too long.
Everything that I need to get to. Wait, Bo has sent. No, Bo doesn't have sending curly.
I'm scared about these answers.
Don!
What?
How far of a walk is it to the nearest clergy?
20 minutes?
If I sprint?
15.
Paris, you already tried the sending thing, just so you know. Last session we did try to go to a clergy and get someone to cast sending. Oh no, it was Guru said the only clergy, really, all the clerics congregate at the tower.
The
Where-
majority of them do. Like, you were able to speak
Yeah.
with some of them, but you were able to get a message to the mountains, to the Marquise.
Yeah, so it worked last time.
Yeah, they were able to do that. They had met with him. Simple enough to send him a message.
How much is a shot?
For just a straight shot, are you trying to get something hard to, hit you in like a minute, or something to, burn, slow
Something to
burn?
just chillax her ass.
And you're looking for a shot of that?
Not make her drunk.
I'm
Just-
aware. That's why I'm saying that you were asking for them to give you a specific blend is the thing. You see them pour 3 different drinks into it, cap it off and shake it before setting it off to the side and
You
slowly...
just gave me a martini.
Essentially, yeah. But it's a shot version that's it's a little bit different. It's 2 silver.
I will pay the man down it. Bo, if you're willing to run, you can accompany me. If not, I will be back.
Talk to me.
I need someone with sending.
I'm not as fast as you, so I'd probably just be dead weight at that.
Well, then we can walk. How about that?
Well, if we walk, we might not be here for when Adele gets here. So you can go if you want.
I'll be
guys
back, I
don't
promise, alright?
know. But,
What do you
I mean,
need sending for anyway?
To see if I can figure something out real quick. I will fully explain when I get
That's
back, but
not
at the
very
moment,
descriptive.
I will explain fully when I get back, but at the moment, I am running on a timer.
Alright.
And she will fucking try and get to the clergy quickly. I know Adele's gonna probably pop up halfway through my way back.
Oh,
Perking up.
Drops.
sorry, I looked over and I got my answers. I didn't notice.
No worries.
I'm also working, so.
Move! This place is the fucking bee! The sniper are charging through a crowd of bees.
Claire wouldn't mind going with Navarro.
Alright.
She
More than
doesn't
happy.
really care for Adele anyway, so
She'd be more than happy to let her accompany her.
yeah.
Guru, I do have a question.
Hmm?
Silik is like a true neutral god, right?
Yes.
Or goddess. Okay, yeah, I thought so. I just want to make sure.
Interesting. Okay. Hmm. 'Cause, 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 Yeah, I'm gonna pin this too. Plan of action.
I also like the idea of Guru like suggesting a plan. We go, nah, we're gonna do this. So he prepares for another plan, like where that could go. Then we go, oh, we're gonna do this one. And he just drags his hand across his face as he prepped for something else.
You suddenly feel threatened by the gods themselves.
Okay. Are we just waiting on Art, I guess?
Yep, she will be showing up within half an hour. So if Paris is running, she will be late.
Okay,
Oh, well.
that's fine.
It happens,
I'm not doing anything until she
Oh.
gets there. So.
obviously. So Paris Naivara is currently running to the clerics. What were you looking to do again?
I want to see if I can cast Sending on someone if I give a proper description, per usual, because fuck me.
All your characters want to cast Sending, but they have no capability to do.
Because for some fucking reason, I never picked a class that could actually do it. Also, ever since it was open to me that Sending can in fact potentially work on a person, even if the sender does not know the person, it's opened a lot of doors.
I mean, warlocks can talk
I'm
to
waiting
anyone.
for it to not talk. I'm waiting for it to not work for you because you've gotten real
it has.
lucky.
It has, it's not in the campaign you're in.
Roll an intelligence check.
Wait, what?
I'm saying that to Naivara.
22.
Alright, now I have to roll their intelligence check. Their comprehension check. Lucky son. He rolled a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Who are you looking to send to?
Oh my god! I'm sorry. The nat 20s continue.
Never stop.
Send me the message and what you're trying to
Make me
say.
fucking bust out the chanclas.
Yeah, Paris is just hugging all those nat 20s, keeping them tight, just like, yes, my babies.
NPR just wanting a nat 20. One. NPR wants single nat 20. He doesn't care what is on. He just
I
wants.
just want a singular nat 20. Like,
It's
you
been
can
over a
almost
month,
use-
I'd say. I think it's been over a month since you've rolled a nat 20.
I mean,
can
to be
really
fair-
use one.
To be fair, you could have been me last night having an advantage on a save and rolling 2 natural 1s.
Hasn't.
Sure.
God, that was fucking hilarious. I'm laughing.
On a d20. Oh,
You rolled a natural 1 twice on a D100. I'm aware.
Exactly.
You almost
Peasant.
released an evil god upon the world, Butters.
I'm trying
yes.
to count. Y'all making me laugh. Stop.
I remember what he did. He may have been able to 1v1 a pit me, but he couldn't hold his dwarven liquor.
To be fair, I somehow almost ran that town dry that night. Thank you.
It's dwarves. If you're able to run that town dry, they were doing something wrong.
Or I was doing something right.
You were a human.
But I
Sorry,
was
everyone,
also
we're-
not. I was a demigod. Thank you.
Right, sure. Sorry, everyone, by the way. We're just
Wow,
waiting for Paris to
perfect.
finish writing her 25 words. Alright, send them to me.
25 words exactly.
Or you can say them out loud if you prefer.
I'm good.
They're embarrassing.
Oh.
Tara
Then
got her
also
seizures, I
say
got
them
mine.
to clear.
Oh.
The calculator said that the chance of me rolling. oh no, actually.
But then also, Paris, just so you're aware,
Yeah.
also
I've said
send
it
it
to
to
Claire.
clear. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You do know a lot is 2 words, Paris, right?
Oh, is it?
It is 2
No.
words.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Like I was counting it out, and then I was just staring. I'm like, I got 26, and I looked at a lot, and I realized that it was squished together. And I'm like, okay, I imagine
Alright.
she's talking fast. I imagine the cleric telling you, a lot is not a lot. It's 2 words.
There.
How many words you got?
25 exactly once I edited it.
Please
Paris.
tell me you just put an apostrophe next to lot.
Paris.
Is where?
Paris.
Oh my god.
For since no one else can see this, she edited it. She put a space in the center of a lot between the L and the O.
I was in a rush.
Wait, did you take out another word?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so hold on.
I was like, well, then you still have a problem.
No, it took out a word.
You could have just said lots instead of a lot.
That just feels wrong.
Okay, whatever. That's it.
I'm sorry, it just feels wrong.
Person just kind of nods and kind of like holds a finger, just like, never mind. Hey, repeats it back.
Why the never mind? Insight this fucker.
Sure.
There it is.
You're just too anxious to see what the response is going to be.
See, aren't you happy? I almost rolled in that one. He's just gonna fucking hit me with a sandal.
Assuming that
What is this word sandal, you say? Sorry, go on.
Chomp.
assuming that we rolled, assuming we make 20 rolls per night that we play, the chance of me not rolling an at 20 is like 2.8 to the times 10 to the minus 45. That's 40. There's 0.0 45 zeros and then 2.8. That's the chance. Okay. Or if you want the percentage, it's 0.43 zeros 28%.
I feel like I've broken NPR since he started speaking math.
No, this is okay. I've made a personal best.
I don't know why. Jesus has been so kind.
I also, just so you know, I'm pretty sure, I'm not positive, I think Paris has beaten Critical Role for the most Nat 20s rolled in one night by
Possibly.
Because what, you rolled in what, 9? Yes.
7 to 8.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
8 because one was to GM.
I think one was like 8 or 9. I think their record was 8 or 9, so you may have equaled it, I think.
Okay.
Leprechaun's luck shined for once in my life.
Roll
And yes, I'm Irish, so I can say that
a history check with advantage, Paris.
with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 12! There's that one on the other end.
I'll DM you what the history check was for. Yeah.
So many damn DM rolls, God.
It's not a DM roll, it's just DM information. These
I
people
know, I
like
know, so
secret
many
stuff.
secrets.
I know.
I don't.
I know.
Not when we're this far into it.
If I... This is gonna sound weird. If I agonize over this, will I be able to make another one soon?
Hmm? What?
If I agonize, like, trying to figure this shit out, will I figure it out? Because this is just memory.
Essentially, it means exactly what I just sent to you. You don't
Okay.
remember the exact details, but you know, you rolled high enough to be able to know this is the basic gist of it. You don't remember the full story of why that is meant to mean the thing that it means.
Okay.
Essentially, part of the message was a code.
Great! Goddamn fucking military.
How
Okay.
bad, how much do you remember this one random cipher, huh?
It's not like a
Cipher?
cipher thing. It's basically like, hey, it's like hey, we're doing that. We're skipping down the lane. Like, hey, yeah, we're
Sally
marching
sipping
towards
tea
here.
with Aunt Luma.
Kind of. Not thieves can't, but basic phrasing to be like, hey, yeah, you were going to do this. And it's basically so that way they could be like, hey, we're talking in public, but we're just doing this. And in actuality, that meant something else, so that people could be ready to do whatever they needed to do, depending on who they were talking to. And if that person didn't know what was being said, then clearly they were not in the know.
Okay. I'll start heading back.
So yeah, we'll leave you out of it for a little bit, but the bard shows up, and Bo said he was downstairs, unless he went
Bo's
back upstairs.
praying.
Bo is
He's
praying?
downstairs and he is praying.
Okay.
He's just sending words to Sialek, wishing for if she's okay, asking if she's okay with what's going on, and basically just asking for any kind of sign.
It's like as you're asking, you're like, just give me a sign. I need a little something. You're hi there. How you doing?
Not good enough, but I'll take.
Something
That
I
was
said?
an evil laugh.
She's made three lines in total, and already I want to fucking deck her.
Yeah, that's like an evil laugh.
No, the laugh was from me.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
she
okay.
didn't laugh about that. She's confused. I was laughing like that. That's me. I laugh like that. Me. I evil. Not her. She is confused.
I'm evil.
Don't take the evil from me and put it into my characters unless they're justifiably evil. That's me. Me evil. Keep the
You
evil
don't know
in
what
me.
this bitch is.
Yeah, you don't know what
Let's
she
keep
is.
going.
Yeah. Did I interrupt you? Sorry.
Okay.
Didn't
There goes Butters.
Oh
Okay.
no, I think he fell asleep.
Sorry, now I'm back. What'd you say?
She said, sorry, did I interrupt something?
I was trying to pray.
I'll leave you
But,
to it.
nah,
She takes
you
a
interrupted
half step back, and then she rocks on her heel when she say that. It's like, oh, okay.
I don't think I'm getting anything back currently. So, what you need?
This is the inn you and your friends told me to meet you at. Remind me not to use something unclear. I thought she was a sharper person than that.
I'm surprised she knows her name.
Fair enough.
Don't insult my baby.
I'm like, she's a very sharp person. I don't know.
Well, I kind of figured she would know what sort of spell was being used on her, and then based off the fact that she was literally going over what I said to her as her reply, which was clearly sent to you guys, not to me.
Do you know what thing did this to me? I'm gonna hold up my clothes.
May I? She holds out her hand to it.
Sure.
She kind of runs her hands across it, kind of just looking over. And you see her reach up and grab something that seems to be hidden under her shirt. Based off what you can see of it, I'm going to give this to you because of your high perception. It's something spherical.
Spherical. Sorry, Drake and Josh came in mind. But yeah, go on.
That's possibly on a necklace that she starts rubbing slightly as she's holding it. Kind of leans back slightly. Seems to be a little bit perplexed. That's certainly odd. Did you know that you've been afflicted with someone casting true polymorph on you?
He just stares there like the thing, oddly blinking.
Yeah, who you said what?
Yeah, she reaches in and she pulls out a pearl. I have identify. I figured if it was an affliction of the magical sword, I'd be able to pull it up, but that's powerful. How long have you had this?
Well, the point of the argument I was trying to make is the point of casting a spell is so you can't expect everybody to know everything about magic, you know?
Obviously not. And I understood that. It's just that when I was asking for a place, I was expecting them to not give a reply.
And you hear a
before.
random voice in your head that you've heard once in your life before. You know, it's a little strange.
Perhaps a little bit. But like
So
I
now
said,
the reason you were here,
should we get your friends, or is it just going to be between you and I?
they're upstairs. I'll let out a mighty. I'll let out a stronger whistle if I can.
Okay.
As loud as I can.
Are
Make
we
a loud
supposed to know
whistle.
what
Yeah. Good. You see the bartender like look up at you, just like looks upward, look at you, looks
I'm
upward.
sure they'll be down any second.
It's here.
Yeah, man.
Groceries.
Grocery. I want food. Don't say that.
Chicken strips.
Do all I hear is the whistle?
Yeah.
Do I recognize it as Bo?
Whistles don't technically have a voice to it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I'm like, could be
You just hear
whistling
someone
whistle.
whistling from downstairs, like they're trying to call someone over.
Bo has been known to whistle. He does it often to get people's
He really
attention.
does.
Okay, if he does it often, then I guess we're.
You'll go to like peek down to see what's going on.
You're
Yeah,
just sitting here like, how dare you whistle at me like I'm a dog?
This is not Bo's first time whistling.
He'll look then.
Yeah, you see
And when he
Bo
sees
and
it,
you see
he'll
the
come
bard.
down. Yeah. On the way down, he'll does he? Do I see Clear or Dean? Yeah.
I presume Zadim was upstairs as well, unless Zadim
I mean,
wanted
I
was wanting to be downstairs.
I don't know about Zadim. I was
Give
in my
me
own
a
room.
decent explanation of what's going on, please.
Okay,
Oh,
hold on.
there we
Zadim,
go.
would you have
Hey.
been upstairs or downstairs in the inn?
What's the situation?
The situation is they were contacted by the bard who had finally arrived in the city, which she's going to explain why she's been longer than, like, it took an extra day for her to get there in a little bit. She's waiting on all you gather around first. The group
We
was
came
like,
up with a plan.
yeah, the plan they was like, hey, what if we like infiltrate the manor just to like get a look around, see what if they can like figure some stuff out, maybe gain their trust, while also trying to not be trapped and turn into things that they do not wish to turn into.
We kind of had the idea that the only people that would go in is Bo and Nivara. They would go in while the others are ready to pounce. If
So we're not meeting up with the Warlock.
you're with us currently,
No,
Technically, it's part B of the plan.
basically they're going to go
Part
talk
B?
to the nobles first, and then use that to be like, hey, we heard you're looking to, get some thing done with the warlocks, and then go and, quote unquote, deal with the warlocks to then get the nobles' trust further, infiltrate them more, and be able to stop them.
Okay. So we're in the inn. Why?
Because that was where the bard asked to meet you guys
And Bo is downstairs,
with the bard,
and everyone else is upstairs.
except for Paris, who decided to go.
Well, and Kalir, because Kalir went with her since she doesn't like the bard.
And Claire, thank you. I wasn't sure if Claire had went or not. So yes, so Claire and
Claire
Nivara went
went.
to the cleric for
Oh yeah, we,
yeah
Wait,
for-
what?
yeah, Khalil went with Navarre.
yeah to send a
oh
message. to
dodged
someone.
one of those questions like Neo. That's all I'm saying.
Mm,
Would you have been upstairs or downstairs? Is my question. Would you have been with Virdrick or would you have been with Bo?
I would have been with Bo, I suppose.
Okay,
I
so
was
then
gonna
you
say,
would
you're
have
not gonna
heard.
be with me because I want to.
Okay, so
Vince
then
locked himself in.
Zadim, you would have heard before Bo turned to whistle for Zadim to come down, or not Zadim, for Virdrick to come down. You're already there. When trying to make a point, Bo was like, "Hey, can you check out my arm and whatnot?" And the bard looked very confused and asked how long he'd been under the effects of true polymorph.
Well, none of us thought to identify his fucking hand.
I can't do that.
Me and Clear can't.
Well, I mean,
How many people would have thought to do that?
she's what?
Do you
Yeah.
identify?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this whole time we've been under the impression it's been some kind of mutation, just like a racial thing.
Yeah.
It's like no, like
I mean, he did say he was like.
we wouldn't have reasonably thought that it must be a spell which is like 9th level, like which we can't even comprehend yet.
No, not again. Because there's another thing we have that's a 9th level spell that we're dealing with. Fuck.
Okay.
Wait, what if the nobles already did get to Bo? Omega Brain.
Omega Brain. Stop.
I will.
Because,
cut
like,
that
think
information
about
away
it.
for
They've been,
later.
like, mutating people, right? Bada
No.
baga bing, bada boom.
I was thinking of the guy who imprisoned the noble dwarf in that fucking ruby.
Oh yeah. By the way,
Like, all you gotta
I've been,
realize,
I've been keeping her appraised about
like,
the situation.
that was a long game, too, because that's like 20-something years, over 20 years, to do that plan. Omega Brain, again. They're playing us like a fiddle, guys.
Yeah, Drew. I've been keeping the lady in the gym appraised of our situation.
Jam.
She's impatient as one who's been in a gym can be, but understanding of the fact that, you know, you have to find him in order to actually talk to him, to actually move this forward.
But yeah, if you notice, whenever she asked, did you know you were affected by true polymorph, he just kind of changes the subject immediately.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
I don't know about all that. Hey, Beardrick, you coming downstairs or no?
You're coming downstairs.
Yeah, so the three of you all here.
Guru, come to think of it.
Yep.
Detect magic. I was thinking about that too.
Right.
Yeah, I was thinking she has used detect magic in his presence before. Had she ever actually noticed any magic coming from it?
Yeah, I should have pinged.
Due to the nature of the spell with true polymorph, I don't know if it actually pings anything.
I'm almost positive it does, but
Yeah,
I-
'cause it's
I
still
don't
a
know.
spell effect.
Transmutation magic, but yeah.
It may have had a little bit of transmutation magic.
But it could have been written off as something else on his person, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Because a true polymorph, regardless of if it's just one thing, it would
so
just
Bo
radiate on his
just
body, I
radiates
think.
this magic or something.
But the thing is that, like, the reason she hasn't identified it is because she, at least I presumably haven't noticed any magic in it. If there was transmutation magic and she noticed it, she would totally try and identify it, like, you know, this is probably not what we think it is.
Traces of it, but not enough to draw your attention. There are trace particles of a lot of different magics that can be in the air, depending on where you're at.
Hell, I think a wizard radiates magic.
They don't.
No.
That sound makes no sense to me.
Because
How?
they learned
That a
their
magic user. Oh,
They
right,
don't
no, wizard.
contain magic, it's
That
about
would be more like a sorcerer.
Yeah.
No, even sorcerer, they twist the energies around them. They don't constantly keep it built up.
Yeah.
Interesting. Good to know.
Except for rune.
And that's what
trials.
charisma is. That's why they use charisma. The reason they use charisma is because they twist the world around them.
They're literally changing
And
it
that-
through sheer force of will.
Mm.
They
Alright,
want the
fair
world
enough.
to change, and so they make it change.
Bo thinks about casting Dispel Magic on his claw, but he
Oh my
decides
god.
against
Well, it's, with True Polymorph says the transformation lasts until it's dispelled if you concentrate for the full duration.
or then
So
it
it's
becomes
like-
permanent.
Yeah. That's the reason
Yeah,
why I was
but
like,
it's
okay, if it's considered permanent at that point, then
But it's until it's dispelled.
Mhm.
So a 9th
Oh.
level dispel magic could get rid of it, which
A 9th
means there's
level
still
one, yes.
magic in it.
Should I? He actually has Beard just come down. He's like, should I try to dispel it?
I would not.
Fair
up to you.
enough. Also, doesn't that mean there's a chance of me not actually being a hat? Let's not think.
Bo suddenly realizing I might not be short.
Bo unto polymorph. He's like a lion. Wow,
my
I'm tallest one in the party, and all of a sudden my clothes don't fit. Look,
Oh my
Truth is,
god.
Bo's actually
But
a
he
full
still sounds
crab.
exactly the same.
guys, this is bait. Guru's trying to get me to buy more commissions from him so I can get new Bo.
The truth is, Bo's actually a full crab.
Don't do that, because there's a chance it might be true.
Anyway,
Tar is the one with the Omega brain.
The best
so,
bit is like it retains its alignment and personality. So it would be like a liar, a lawful good crab. That's just like
I
like
pinch the evildoers.
Anyway, so I make it downstairs.
Yep.
He'll kind of glance around and he's like, "Where's the others?"
They left.
They left, but I said I was. You know what?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
Eric also looks very
Yeah, I'm aware.
impressed.
Yep, fair enough. You.
I hope Bo just says they left instead of just like giving the message. We'll be back.
Yeah, your
We
party seems
bound.
to be not liking me too much. I get it.
They'll be on their way soon enough, maybe.
Should be gone before then. Clearly.
So yes, what do you need to discuss?
First, I want to apologize for being a little bit late. I took a bit of a long way around, and unfortunately, there was a group of people who were moving through the forest who were apparently starting up a raiding band, and, well, needless to say, I had to go a little bit further out of my way to make sure I didn't. Something about getting good pay from someone or something like that. I didn't care about it. I just wanted to move and be done with it so I could actually get this out of the way. Obviously, you've only been here a short while, but have you found out anything yet?
Not. We found out very little. As my friend's gonna test for. There was a dragon.
That was fun.
What?
Yeah, dragon, and what my friends called a white. Now I don't know why they call them a color, but it's fair enough.
W-I-G-H.
Tish.
Huh? What's that, Anthony?
W-I-G-H-T. Not the other way.
I didn't know there was a. That
Stop
is how to
breaking
spell white.
Bo.
Bo forgot how to spell white.
The
I-
more you
Wouldn't it be Quiggit?
know, it is like night.
Nite?
Knigget.
Stop! Don't ever say that again.
The other one.
Should we be having this conversation
NFT.
upstairs?
Yes, very true.
Very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lead the way.
I guess we go back to Bo and Dean.
Follows you upstairs.
Once we're there, I guess we kind of update her. Do we just update her with everything we found out, or
Up to you guys.
I mean, I don't really see a reason not to. Gonna
Yeah,
probably
me
just do
neither.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we just update her with everything, and including the current plan, which is Nyvar like infiltrating.
Mhm. She nods very slowly through it, and when she gets to the end, when you get to the end, she just kind of like stares at you for a second and kind of takes a deep breath. Okay. I've never read up on or encountered a white. It's probably one of the stories I just didn't pay attention to. Gosh, it's always the stories you don't pay attention to that start showing up. But a dragon? Dragons are pretty self-explanatory. Did you... No, you said you collapsed the tunnel, so there's no way to get information that way. If this was supposed to be a pet project, they may have had notes, but now that's all buried under. So that's one avenue down, so no worries. You said you trapped it, right? In the tunnel?
For the
Maybe.
time being, we don't know if there was another exit.
What color was it?
Back
Black and purple.
Was it black and purple?
It was white.
I was gonna say, wasn't it white?
I thought it was black and purple. Was it white?
No, it was gray and purple. Well, it was more grayish because of the purple mix in, but it was technically a white dragon with purple shadows, essentially.
It was light gray with purple shadows.
Light
As in
gray
the
with purple shadows.
Wasn't it a little smaller than the dragons, or just?
No!
it was a large creature at least.
I knew it was still a large creature.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
She kind of crosses her arms. That doesn't sound like any dragon I've ever heard of.
Yeah, it's fun. But yeah, you got anything so?
Well, I just arrived, but I mean, I had a train of thought on the dragon, and now I lost it. God damn it! If it's important, I'm sure I'll think of it again. So you guys are planning on going to the noble's home. Okay, that's good. The nobles themselves, from what I've pulled up and gathered, won't talk to you directly. There's a pyramid scheme where they won't actually let you speak to the head until you've actually moved up. It's a smaller pyramid, thankfully, but if you're looking to just talk to someone in the basic butlering and whatnot, they might let you in. Most of their guards who are not human are magical armor, from what I can tell.
Oh. Do we have to climb that part of the pyramid as well?
Thankfully, they're kind of like motionless, rather just like no brain, like. So their lowest tier, their guards, you would be above them just by speaking to them.
And do you suggest we all try to join, or because we had the idea of just a few of us?
I would personally, and this is just me, obviously speaking a little bit out of line. I'm not with you guys in that sense, but if you go as there's a difference between going in force and going as a force. If you're trying to convince them that you're going to be able to help them with this issue you mentioned, whatever the warlock thing is, two people, one person, it's going to be less likely for them to believe it unless there's more of you. Granted, you could still do it. I just imagine it might be harder to convince them that you're up to the task.
I don't understand the logic.
Think of it like this. You're going to ask for people to, let's say something simple, to fix something you own. And it's a big project. And the person who comes in says they can do it, says that they can do it in a very quick, timely manner. And then another person comes in, but they come in with an extra 3-4 people. Which one do you think is going to get it done faster?
Which one do I think will get it done better, or which one do I think will get done faster?
Faster.
Faster. I'm not saying better. Faster.
Because quality over quantity,
Of course. And that's the thing. I don't know if they're quality or quantity. If they're quantity, then they're just going to want to get this done and over with as quickly as they can.
If you go quality, you don't. If you go quantity, you don't know if it's going to get done in either way.
True.
I would say, with as annoying these people have been to them, they want it done as thoroughly as possible. So I would say quality will probably be the name of the game, but
Yeah, because they seem like
a few
smart
more
people. They're bad people, but they're smart.
True. A few more people would not have.
Yeah, I just know no matter what, we're not getting Beardred.
I'm the last person here that should be going.
Yeah, paladins are the type that would willingly, get up and at them.
We can say that we have people who are getting supplies for the mission. They don't have to be
True.
That could give you a leg up at the very least. Doesn't give them a number, doesn't tell them any details, just says that you have other people with you.
Yeah. So like we go in with few, but say we have more.
That could work. It. At the very least, it'll give you a leg up because it will show that you're honest about the fact that there is more of you, which is definitely a good thing.
Yeah. We can try that certainly.
Is that the plan of action we're going with?
It sounds like a decent one.
It is really the only one we have at this point.
And he kind of nods. And then we'll confirm it with the other two when they get here. Are you going to be staying in town? He looks at her.
I'm going to be trying my best. I would obviously prefer to get as much information as I can, but I might have to find myself moving around a bit more to, at the very least, try my best to keep out of sight. I'm just one person by myself, so.
He kind of nods. And he's like, well, you know how to contact us whenever you find out more.
Of course. Is there anything else I can do to assist you with?
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think there's. She already knows what she's looking for.
It's more
If
than
you
fair.
find anything about that dragon,
As soon as I can find out anything, I'll try and let you know.
I think that's it then.
Very well. I'll get out of your hair. Let them know I'm sorry I missed them and that I hope they're doing well. I hope you're doing well as well.
All right.
We will.
Have a good day, week, month. I don't know how when the next time we're gonna see.
True. She gives a small smile at that, nods, and quickly makes her way out and down the stairs.
It's real tempting to cast a spell magic right now.
You might lose your hand. I really wouldn't know.
What's this about losing your hand?
Turns out I've been true polymorphed, and that's why I'm like this.
Since you were a baby?
I don't know. As long as I remember, I've had this. I don't know how I got true polymorph when I was a baby, but I did.
He just kind of looking at your arm and he just kind of whatever about it. He's like, whatever the fuck that is.
No help from Beardrick.
What the fuck is he supposed to do?
I mean, if I am living a fake life, it'd be good to know, you know.
You going to dispel it?
I mean, I could try.
Let's leave that to worry about for another time.
It's gonna bite at me, but alright. Cause like I could become something more useful, or something yet less useful. I don't know how that spell works. I've just heard of it, to be fair.
Something less useful is what I'm more concerned about. He I guess he'll look out the door to see if Nivara and Clear happen to be coming back yet, or
They'll be back in like a minute.
Bo starts thinking about what to do and starts praying again as he's getting antsy. He's like, I need guidance, god damn it.
Help me.
She's like, I have too much information, and I have a way to possibly figure out that information, but it might also kill me. Help.
Poor baby.
Quickly pinching, like, tap, 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 on the shells that he wears around. Not hard, just very rapidly, though.
Like just like SOS, SOS.
Morse code, just.
Tap, 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 tap.
I guess Beardrick's just gonna wait in the doorway until
Mhm.
For now, anyway.
Fuck.
What does it do?
I'm gonna try it.
Okay. Roll a wisdom check.
1d2 is always 1 yes, 2 no.
Mm-hmm. Roll a wisdom check.
I'm marking off my slot.
Mhm.
Can this be guidance?
Um,
It's technically a wisdom check, right?
it is an ability check.
Yeah, I'll cast guidance.
All right.
Yeah, it's a check.
You hold out your
19.
hand. You hold out your hand, and you begin to cast Dispel Guidance.
Dispel magic.
Dispel magic.
Then guidance.
Not Dispel Magic. Not just Dispel Guidance. You're trying to cast Guidance while casting that. Okay. So you're like, here we go.
I'd walk out of the room first.
Okay. So you walk out of the room first. Put your hand on your claw hand, and you cast Dispel Magic.
Are you just doing this like out in the hallway then, or?
No, I went into my room. Idea was that we were in somebody else's room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
No worries.
we were in your room.
Yeah.
So if I'm in the doorway of your room, am I like what?
I closed the door behind.
Ours.
Doing it in secret. No matter what, I'm doing it in secret.
Okay, then I'll just be outside.
So what happened?
I just imagine if this works. If this works, we're just gonna hear Bo for once in his life, just from the other room, just go, "Holy fuck!"
Bo,
Mm-hmm.
do me a favor.
Yeah, I'm not on my sheet currently because I'm about to leave.
Okay, then I will go to your sheet then.
Oh no.
Just to know, if you're reducing my wisdom by anything, technically my wisdom would be higher. Because technically my wisdom would be 21.
Oh, it's not that. You cast it and you feel a pain as you watch your claw seem to like vibrate in place, almost as though like it's something's happening to it, and then you feel like a pain on your shoulder and it feels like it's like gripping through part of your chest. You're like, ow, ow, ow. Oh, okay, that's. You keep concentrating though, and you're trying to cast it until you reach tomorrow. All of your uses of Channel Divinity are gone.
Oh.
You do not get it back after a short rest. Until you've taken a long rest, and it is tomorrow, your Channel Divinities are gone.
Okay.
As you feel you're dispelling the magic, and then something almost like a frantic feeling seems to grip hold of the magic and disperse it as your claw arm shifts and becomes a halfling arm.
Oh.
But you do notice from the way that it was dispelled that you did not dispel whatever spell was on you.
So it's temporary.
You don't know.
Your arm has to do something with your god.
I think that explains where it came from.
I think I know who cast it. Yeah.
Yep.
No, there's something about it, but Your arm is a halfling arm. It is perfectly your arm. You like pat your shoulder. It is not carapacious.
You just hear Bo running through the hall, screaming. He's gonna run out, out the door, outside, he's gonna run.
Yeah, as you're running outside, you just see Kalir and Naivara as you just run past them, screaming.
Hands in the air,
Like happy screaming?
terrified.
Oh,
Terrified?
Navarra just
Both
fully
have
books
to
it to Bo.
Please
Oh my
grab
God.
him. We don't need more people running around.
Yeah, Virdrik's gonna. I mean, he was downstairs, so he's gonna see that and run out after him. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Like Macaulay Culkin type of scream.
Oh my
So, yeah,
God.
Naivara, you'd be able to catch up to him, and technically you have the same strength, so it's kind of like just watching two people like, no, but
He
yeah,
doesn't stop screaming. He just looks at his hand. Look, he keeps screaming, looking at his hand, looking up at you, looking at his hand.
I'm gonna cast calm emotions on him.
Wait,
I'm going
sorry,
to
what?
also run up onto them.
do you want
Bo
to
has
accept
a
the
normal
wisdom? Do you want to accept the charisma save, or do you want me to roll
I
that
know,
better?
He'll accept it.
I know out of character what happened, but what happened after the normal arm?
He ran out of the
He's
building
ran out
screaming,
screaming.
and then screaming at his arm, screaming at Navarro, screaming at his arm, and then calmed down.
Okay.
Okay, so Bo, I need you to. Holy shit!
I know.
He runs up. He's like, "Dear God, do you want everyone to know? You have to tell the whole town." He's like looking around. He doesn't want people like onto them. Jesus. He's immediately just kind of pushing.
Yeah, inside. Let's go inside. Let's go inside. Come on.
Well, we're going back inside.
So Zadim at this point has made it to the doorway of the inn because he honestly just figured he'd let him run himself out.
He
Had
is
to
the
get
tired
tired
parent who
of
lets
it.
the child run until they pass out.
Brother just watches this, just like shakes its head, and just kind of like goes back inside.
alright, so I heard him and I saw him run past, but I don't know. Oh.
I like how everyone's reaction is just, alright, so something's going on. What is O?
I heard nothing of what he said.
He said, "Alright, so I know something has been going on, so what is. Oh. Just like.
He sees your arm.
What happened while we were gone? We were gone for 30 minutes.
All gone.
Go up the stairs. We go into the room.
See, there's grumpy grandpa, there's just the non-caring dad, there's worried mom, and then confused aunties.
Huh. I just learned some very interesting things about true polymorph that I'd never known before.
Just all here.
So yeah, once we're in the room, I'm gonna close that door.
Yeah, Kalia
Okay.
might not notice the new arm.
It's right there, even with the negative wisdom.
Is it as buff as the other one, or are they weirdly different?
It's
Okay, she
equal.
notices.
Okay.
She notices it. She's kind of surprised. But, yeah, she's just kind of happy.
Okay, so, Virgil or Zadim? Because Bo's freaking out, and I am too.
He's calm right now.
happens?
Apparently, Bo has been under the effect.
I can barely hear you, Mad.
Eat your
Apparently, Bo has been under the effect of true polymorph for as long as he has had the claw. And so
Who bothered
he
to try
dispelled
with a baby?
I do not know. But he was thinking, what happens if I dispel the magic? And I said, you could lose your hand. I would not, but he did it anyway, and here we are.
See, tired dad. See what I mean?
We're just lucky it
Okay.
didn't go any worse.
There's a lot I need to process here, but we have a mission in hand, so I'm gonna have to shelve that for the moment.
I imagine Bo's just like
Whoa!
flexing each
Mental,
finger.
Yes, you have much dexterity now.
How you feeling? Oh God, is he?
He returns to slightly screaming.
Just very
Shoot him up
softly.
in the mouth.
About a minute. It's been about a minute.
I very gently take his chin and the top of his head and close his mouth.
Just cover his mouth. You should just cover his mouth.
I
can still
could
scream
just
through
cover
his
his
teeth.
mouth, but yeah.
This is a lot to process, I understand, but right now we cannot have you screaming, because if you scream, you are going to draw more attention we do not need.
I'm wondering if he has to bite you.
He stops.
Thank
Okay.
you very much.
I think you just made him kind of angry at me.
Why?
Well, it
She
could
took away
be.
my channel divinity.
Oh.
That may explain why you have had this claw for as long as you can remember.
Why would you change your hand to a claw, though?
To better suit the person who is apparently the very first cleric of hers.
He's like hugging his shell.
Wait. Okay.
Mhm.
He's taking the shells off his neck and he's hugging them.
Oh.
Well, let me think. If your god is similar to my patron, is there a perchance maybe she just exhausted herself helping you get rid of this? And therefore is unable to provide you your abilities?
He just shrugs.
Well, from what you've told me, she seems like a very kind person, and changing your arm does not seem like it would upset her. So for now, what we can do is hope for the best and enjoy the good that has come of this, which is, you now have a normal arm.
Feels weird.
Oh, I'm sure.
What happened while we were away? Other than the arm.
Right,
I don't remember.
did
I
the
don't.
bard arrive?
Yes.
Did we get
Okay.
anything else as knowledge from her?
I guess we just basically bring to speed.
Alright, great. So basically, future, you're gonna hate what I say next. We're gonna need you to come with us.
Or we
If
could
we're
say
going
we
to
just
do this.
Under what reasoning?
Because
Yeah, we don't
saying, seeing is believing. And if we're going to go after warlocks, you're a paladin.
He slowly nods. The idea had not actually occurred to him to do that.
like. I don't think we
Say-
have to have them.
Saying we have them is one thing. Seeing him in armor and insignia is another.
It would make more sense for our story if there is a paladin after.
He doesn't have to speak. Well, other than telling his name and the obvious details. So it would definitely help our case when we show we actually have something that's known for hunting warlocks in the party. Speaking of, is Arcus in the bag?
Pokes his head out. Ruff.
Can you shift into a cat for me?
Well, he looks at you like, but why?
Because a cat is a more acceptable familiar.
Pokes his head into the bag. You see it shuffling, and then you see a very very unhappy, super fluffy Maine Coon head pop its head out, just like meow.
I know, you're so much cuter and so much more handsome as a doggy, but we need you to look more authentic.
Meow.
She'll scratch his head.
So
Did you just curse?
I said fine.
Oh.
He takes the scratches. Also, one other thing for you to note, Bo, about your arm. It has tribal tattoos on it.
Do I recognize any of them?
Nope. They're like they're like tribal tattoos. Think kind of Maui-esque looking tattoos.
No, I know. I'm saying would I know like the origin or the
No.
squad? Okay.
No, you would not.
He's poking them.
Which they all seem to be like culminating from your shoulder to your palm. Which the palms has a symbol to it, which, from your recollection, since you are the aficionado person of Silek, you would recognize it as being her holy symbol.
Oh.
What?
So you have even more to poke and trace your finger against and be like, that feels funny, and all that fun stuff.
Huh?
If we go, oh, you're still talking about the plan. If we're going with that idea, then it wouldn't seem so strange that a paladin's leading a group to go hunt down a warlocks. But deception and lying and acting is not my forte.
That's why you just have to stand there and look pretty in your shiny armor.
Wait. Somebody cast a spell magic or detect magic again.
I'll ritual cast it.
Suppose
So you-
Khalil
you're,
would.
so you're spending the 10 minutes to do so?
I have no choice.
Khalil will cast it as well.
Okay.
Since she's there.
So you both cast detect magic, keeping your eyes on everything. Almost a bit more prominently, you can see flecks of transmutation magic that seem to just kind of be dancing around him. Not fully like saying that he is or is not, but there's flecks of it, especially around the area from his torso across his form.
Wait, so
Surprised
like
we didn't notice this before.
it's over his body, but not his arm.
No, especially over his arm, but it is a lot more spread out than before.
It's all over you.
Surprised we didn't notice the transmutation magic before.
I mean, to be fair, when we were using detect magic, we had bigger thoughts in mind than just what we assumed was normal.
Can you identify the flex?
It's transmutation.
Yeah, can you identify it?
Khalil
You mean
will-
identify your body?
Khalil
Yeah.
will ritual cast identify on Bo.
Okay, so 20 minutes later, just another 10 minutes have passed.
Can this count as a short fucking rest so I can get my spell slots back?
That's an hour.
That's an hour.
I know.
Your hand on Bo's shoulder, cast Identify to see what magical spells are afflicting him, and you sense that he is under the effects of true polymorph.
Still.
Bo?
No, you don't know this.
Oh.
Claire knows this.
Still concerned. Because I could have true the deduction that he would still have it if he has transmutation floating around him. All about food.
Well,
So what's clear?
Bo wants to say it.
No, go ahead.
Khalil will say, apparently you're still under the effect of true polymorph.
His face gets even more dumbfounded.
Please don't start
I don't know,
screaming again.
maybe someone layered the spell on over and over again. Or maybe
you
they
do
just
that?
keep trying to cast it on you.
Or maybe you just managed to temporarily get rid of it.
Maybe,
Why the tribal tattoos on a baby?
maybe your god just wants to keep messing with- I don't
Is
know.
it possible that... Okay, so the way that you phrased it, you have this as long as you can remember, correct? Is it possible someone altered your memory?
He looked up the things.
Roll an intelligence check. Actually, do you need me to roll that for you? Or a history check?
Sure.
I
Yeah,
don't know
I'll
if-
cast guidance. As I'm thinking.
I'll allow it, because you're saying it before you're doing it this... Oh, actually, you said it before last time, too, so... No worries there. Hold on, let me throw this in there. This is a skill check. Why is this saying Zadim rolled that? Roll 20, you're high.
What did I roll?
You rolled a 4.
4.
Nice.
Your earliest memory is from when you were getting...
Well,
when you were meeting with the person that you messaged. That's one of your earliest memories. You know that there are some memories from before that, but the earliest like clear memory you have is speaking with her and rubbing your carapaceous arm awkwardly. It's one of your earliest memories that you can clearly think about.
would identify also reveal if modify memory had been cast on him?
That's actually a good question.
I will double check. Identify real quick.
'Cause I think
Hold on.
it
I'm checking. Identify.
was all spells.
I'm aware. That's why I'm checking to see if there's anything that it doesn't cover with that.
Curses. That's basically it.
I don't need that. You learn
You learn
whether
whether
any spells are
affecting
affecting the item.
Yeah.
Not item. If you instead touch a creature through it, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it. Which I believe that if modify memory is removed, your memories come back, so that would be counting as affecting it. So you would discover that no, he is not under the effect of modify memory, so far as you can tell.
That's weird.
Who puts travel tax on a baby?
Maybe you weren't a baby.
I don't know. Maybe I think that's what tribes do sometimes.
Well, it's not even that.
What was I when that earliest memory? How old was
You were like, how old are you now? Let me double check your age real quick.
Oh, how old are you?
You are. Let's say you're about 11, 10.
That's my earliest memory. Oh god.
Yeah, that's
well, to be fair,
terrifying.
that's because you rolled a 4. You do know that there was time that you spent beforehand when you were younger, but when you're put on the spot, the earliest memory that comes to your mind is when you were 10. And when I'm saying that, I'm not just saying a memory. I'm saying clear memory.
Oh yeah, I have some vague memory before that. Then, probably. I know what age I got in the orphanage, right?
Yeah, you were in the orphanage by at least around 6.
Even that, so wow.
Yeah.
Because I can remember when I was 3.
Bo can't.
Caesar. Hey.
Ah! Panic.
In fact, if you actually think back to when you were, your earliest memories, you don't remember really much of anything from before when you were given to the orphanage.
I have a potential other theory.
I'm all ears.
Kalir did say that you still had the effects of True Polymorph on you. If it's dispelled, that doesn't make sense. Temporary replacement for your arm, maybe?
Well, no, it's because you remember how I was focused on the arm, but now it's spread out. So it looks like the magic is just staying with me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You dispelled it
So-
from your arm.
Yes, so I think this is actually my real arm.
We can't really sit here and think about this too much. We do still have a job to do.
Very true.
So you guys are going to be heading to the nobles now? Formulating
What
it?
time is it?
This point, because you've taken a couple hours to do that, you took at least 20 minutes to do that. It's getting to be later afternoon. You probably have a couple hours before sundown.
I
You
would
should
like
rest
to sleep
and go
first because my channel divinity could be very useful.
Khalil also wants to sleep.
Turn on dead and all that.
Wait, why would you want to sleep? It's not even sundown yet.
I won't have my channel divinities till
I
tomorrow.
thought it was. Okay.
No, he said it's a couple hours before sundown.
Yeah.
Oh. I suppose you'll have a drink then.
The problem with waiting too long is the nobles are known for moving back and forth, is my concern.
One
We're
night.
not
good
doing
turn,
it
right?
tonight.
Do they come out during the night?
They do.
If so,
It actually might be our best bet too.
we probably ought to go out during the night when they're actually awake.
You were also told that you would not be speaking with the nobles if you went in to speak with them. You would be speaking with people who would be taking care of their lower affairs. So even if you went in to speak to them, you would not be speaking with the nobles. You would be speaking with some of their people who are under them, and the people who are under them, and the people who are under them, pyramid scheme-wise. Which, to be fair, since they're lesser nobles, there's only like a 3-tier pyramid.
Okay.
Then rest, I guess.
Yeah, long rest.
Alright, cool.
While we do that, does Arcus feel like doing some recon? 'Cause I would rather be familiar with the area, if only just around the Noble's Quarter.
He's willing to. So you're wanting him to go invisible and fly around?
Yep, I will give him a meat cube, because holy shit, this boy deserves a lot of treats for this.
He accepts, and he, after he has nommed on it and swallowed it down, he immediately shoomp, turns invisible. You see the window. You hear.
I forgot he was capable of opening doors and windows.
He is a mischievous little trickster. What do you expect?
It makes sense, I just keep forgetting it.
He is Mushu.
Mushu, but with wings.
Don't tempt Don to switch Arcus' voice to Eddie Murphy.
Now we're all here tonight.
We already got Donkey.
We already have Don. Oh my god.
Yeah, you
he's
already
right.
do have Donkey.
I'm a flying donkey.
That's right, I'm a flying donkey.
Yep. So, are you looking through his eyes, or?
I'll look through his eyes so I can get familiar myself.
Alright. Get your eyes opening and you feel the standard adjustment of, okay, I'm flying now. Cool, alright.
Just falls off the bed.
As his vision levels out as he flies around, getting a good view of it. You fly over towards an area across from the nobles area, and he just kind of like lands on it, just kind of slinks forward slowly. He's well out of your range, by the way, so he's not going to hear any of your commands.
Oh, absolutely.
So he is doing this like all on his own, which means that you also hear occasionally this little da 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 da.
Oh my god, he's doing Krong.
Da da. Da,
Oh
da,
god, my
da,
familiar is a geek.
Da da da. Da da da. Which, to be fair, he's which, to be fair, he is invisible, which means that no one's actually going to be able to see him and be like, what in the world is that guy doing? But
first of all, it's flying lizard, so
yeah, it's flying lizard, so people would be having much different reaction. Which, make a perception check for Arcus.
First time I had to do a lot, and then she hold up.
Colette is tempted to just go for a walk in which she just kind of skips across the city.
Great exercise.
Yeah, you're free to do that.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so Claire's gonna be skipping around the city.
Just imagine she passes by where Arcus.
In full plate armor. Oh my gosh.
I just imagine she passes by like close to
battle
Arcus.
axe
Just
on
like,
her back,
what
just
the-
like.
Is he okay?
So for anyone else, they're hearing
Just-
cling, 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 as she's
is-
skipping.
I think it's Team Fortress that I was watching, where someone is skipping around with an axe, decapitating enemies, singing.
That sounds like
And that's all that
Pyro.
came to mind.
That sounds like Pyro.
Yeah, but she's not like, I don't know. She's just kind of bored. You know, she hasn't really, I don't know, done much of anything productive. So she just wants to like get out and just run or something, just like skip across and Also, if she just so happens to come across someone of importance, that would be fun.
Of course. So going back to Arcus real quick. Arcus is watching the nobles. He sees your vision goes down to the. He seems to be focusing mostly on the wall right now.
Son of a bitch.
He's seeing the guards who are moving around. He sees these people in full plate armor just cling, 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 move up next to a person, turn and just watch out. And you see like squint and lean forward, and just.
Go on.
He is able to eventually pick out the fact that the ones that are animated armor have a crest of this some kind of either cloth or fur-like material across the top of their helms. Everyone else tends to have a different type of helm that gives them a distinction that's like, okay, those are the armored pains in the butt that will be, if we try and run over the walls, that those ones will actually be able to shoot us, and if we get to the walls, those ones will be the ones that will stab us. Okay, good to know. Along some of the back walls of some of the barracks, he's able to see javelins. So clearly the animated armors can huck javelins at people trying to get too close. Since you told him to surveil, he's going to fly over onto the top of one of the guard posts, just kind of like leans over, kind of like peeks in. And as he does so, he can, and you will also, of course, hear, this is so boring. Nothing ever happens here. I mean, not that anything would. These people love us. Hey, what do you think? Oh, that's right. You're an inanimate piece of armor. I should give you a name or something like that. But if I gave you a name, I might get attached to you, and you would just betray me because you're just armor. This guy clearly is going crazy from his night shift. You just see him just like, ugh. He's looking out, and he just kind of like puts a foot on the chair and just slides back. So he's like just on the back too, just like, this is gonna be a night. And then you hear a, from Marcus. And you see him slowly begin lizard crawling down the side of it.
Oh, he's gonna knock him over.
And you see he's like low to the ground. He's low to the ground, slowly creeping forward to make sure he doesn't make any sound. The armor doesn't seem to notice him at all. He's just like, yeah, this is gonna be great.
I just imagine. Sorry, I just imagine Nivara has this reaction that some have off. There's no TV, and just her in a room sitting down,
staring at a TV screen, just like, no. Everyone else
hand over her mouth, just like, oh no.
Honestly, to be fair, with how much, or excuse me, how long she's had Arcus, the primary sentence that is in her head right now is, this guy's survivability is ridiculously high.
Obviously.
She is surprised he has not been killed.
You see, you can see just from the way that his vision is like shifting back and forth. He's doing the cat wiggle, and you can almost feel the gears in his head turning as he's calibrating.
Just literally not even able to see or hear anything. Just holds up 3 fingers and just goes. 1.
As soon as you hold up 1, you hear a boom, and the guy in the chair before Arcus has done nothing. You hear a boom. And you see the guy just go, what the f-? He just falls out of his chair, and just Arcus like jumps and just flies over him, and then catches the wind, kind of just flies up to one of the walkways, like puts his claws on it, like looks around, just like, what the hell? I was having fun. And he looks over and he sees a hole in the mansion.
A hole in the what?
The mansion. In the noble's mansion, there's a hole in it. And you can see something that looks like just a shadowy form just sliding into it. The guard gets up and is like moving around, just like, what the hell was that? And he runs over and starts grabbing the bell, just, dang, 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 just right in your ears. Alarm! Alarm! And all the other guards start just. There's just commotion. Arcus is just like,
So the worst part is I don't know if Arcus would be investigating the hole due to his own curiosity, or if he would head back.
He is actually like, I was told to report on guards and such and whatnot. This feels like a not guard situation. And you can tell this because of the fact that you just see him like slowly like pull himself close to himself and then just throw himself backwards away from the mansion, just like nope, and whoosh, starts flying back.
So there's just like a hole, like just a big hole or a small one?
A large hole.
Like a cannonball hit it.
No, cannonball. I mean, a cannonball exploding might, but it just looks like something slammed into it and just broke into it.
I just imagine
Would I be
Kalia
able to
did
tell?
this just while she was skipping around.
Would I be able to tell potentially what did that?
There's one other thing that he did notice, which was that there's bits of earth that look like they've been misshapen.
Like someone... Again, would I be able to tell that? Like, what the hell potentially made that hole? Because that oddly sounds like move earth to me.
Because of the distance that he is at, like it. Let me put it this way: they have an almost English lawn, meaning that this is a big lawn. This is a keep off the grass type of lawn.
But I'm able to see the earth is misshapen. That's just it.
Because of the fact that everything else is flat, and so near to where the hole is, there's part of it that looks like it's been pushed upward and misshapen.
Fuck.
So I'm gonna say no. You wouldn't be able to just because of the distance between you and whatever did that.
As soon as I get another invocation, I'm getting the one that makes me speak to him regardless of distance.
Right, and meanwhile Clear's moving around, just hopping and skipping around in her plate mail, making a ruckus through the neighborhood.
Yay.
What is Virdrick doing?
You know, that's a good fucking question.
I'll let you know when I figure it out.
He's in the top, getting a well-deserved bath.
I don't know, he's just kind of chilling around the...
He's just been chilling.
Okay. Zadim. Oh, okay. So go ahead.
A little later in the night, he's gonna want to talk to
Talk to who?
Whom?
you.
Wait, me.
Yes, you.
Oh, great. I get to get fucking lectured by Grandpa again, alright.
More like what?
I'm sorry. There's a difference?
And Zadim, what are you doing?
I'll talk to the innkeeper.
Of course.
In the meantime.
Okay, so you'll be
Sounds
chatting.
talking.
You'll be chatting him up. You know.
Hell yeah.
Well, we're meeting the nobles tomorrow.
Meditate. Just kidding.
Probably work with Rosehip. Actually, yeah.
Okay. Roll an animal handling check. What are you looking to do?
What do I already have down with her?
You have a few little minor commands. You know, just how to keep her in line, make sure she doesn't just run around and run off on you.
Okay, so she is sit and stay, basically.
Basically.
Okay.
Teacher,
At
roll
this
over, you
point-
pleb.
Roll over is later. At this point, I would like to teach her. We have sit and stay, so probably fetch wouldn't be a bad one.
Okay.
I was saying that as a joke, but I.
Right, roll an animal animal handling check.
One second.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get home.
Can I cast Speak with Animals to have advantage?
I'll allow it.
Thank you. Okay. Animal handling.
She doesn't seem to understand the why of it, but she seems to understand the fact that running and getting this ball is very fun. And so she is happy to eventually be like, at first she sees it and she runs over, gets it, and brings it back to you, and then you're like, okay, now you're going to give it to me. I want to throw it again. And you're like, she's kind of like, okay, sure, yeah. Boing, 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 running after the ball again, or whatever it is, ball, stick.
Probably a stick.
Yep. She seems all too happy to do it, and she seems to be. Tail is just wagging slowly, like whenever she's waiting for you to throw it, just like. And you throw it, and she's like boing, 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 boing.
Okay.
She's picking it up. She's not always the best at letting it go because she seems to be too busy, want to give a little tug of war.
As long as she brings it back, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Can worry about the Lego part later.
Of course. Butters, you still here?
Maddie, oh no.
Butters. I know he said he was going to have to step away, but.
Wait, what's going on?
He's asking Butters what he wants to do.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
He just typed in, Butters is typing in general what team comp, not fucking Temptations of Ait'seh.
Oh yeah, that's what I was confused by.
I was stepping away for a second, so.
You're fine, man. That's okay. We don't need voice for this. Sorry, everyone. I need to steal Butters. Be right back. Love you guys. Bye. So, Butters. Just for just a little bit of detail, does Bo go to sleep with a shirt on or off? Just DM it to me if you can't talk. Okay. So you go to your room after sundown, and as the moon rises, you feel lethargic. You feel tired. And with this new arm, you're just like, I just want to make sure this is real. You want to feel everything against it. And you just take off your clothes and kind of, kind of haphazardly just kind of toss it onto the foot of the bed, just ready to lay down. As you're leaning forward, you actually look down to look at the tattoos, and you notice you're following them. You notice that one of them goes down towards your chest. Kind of look down and you realize that the tattoos seem to have extended. You didn't have tattoos on your body before. And as you're looking at your chest, you realize you have a couple of tattoos on your chest now. shift over. You remember it being mentioned that there was flecks of transmutation across the rest of your body. It's possible that this is where it came from, but you can't really think about that right now. It's late and you're tired. You're so worn. You move over and you get into bed. You kind of just feel the cloth, and it's soft. Like,
I share a room with the team, just so you know.
yeah, I know. But Zadim is currently training Rosef downstairs. As you close your eyes and start trying to go to sleep, you find yourself drifting. As you drift off into sleep, you're in this kind of dreamlike limbo state where you feel yourself free falling for a second, just kind of hovering in an air that's endless, not really an air. You open your eyes, and as you do so, you see a few bubbles kind of just leak out of your mouth, going up towards the surface you can't see. You realize you are in a dark, vast, underwater area. You don't seem to be drowning. An odd dream to have, for sure.
I'll describe later. This is the worst time for this to be happening.
Oh, I know.
I can describe later, but God.
I'm sorry, man. I knew that, it was a bad time, but at the same time, you decided to cast Dispel Magic, and I'm like, okay, I gotta do this now. I have to take us to one-on-one.
Oh, we're in one-on-one?
Oh, we're in one-on-one. I dragged you to one-on-one because this had to be one-on-one. No one else is getting this dream sequence stuff. This is between you and me. What were you wanting to describe? Like, just type it out real quick.
Type what
You said you were trying to describe something.
No, I said we'll do it later.
We'll do it later? Okay, you want to... Yeah, this...
No, it's what's happening right now.
It's fine that it's happening now? Okay, that's fine. Which, like I said, you don't actually have to say too much, because right now, basically, you are in a dream where nothing is in your control. So I'm just letting you know what you're dreaming of. So, back to the dream. Looking up at the bubbles, you feel a bubble against you that seems to like flip you around, and you're going around and around as you see another bubble rising up, and another, and you just see various images that seem to kind of just dance across them. Images of you and Silek when you first met. Images of you and Silek when she handed you that beautiful necklace. Images of you and Silek as you first began realizing that your belief in her was giving you this otherworldly strength, this magic. And then there's an image that you're looking at that's odd. It's an impossible image for you to remember. A memory, or at the very least an image of you asleep from someone else's point of view. Someone else moving over as you watch them just pick you up slightly and just wrap their arms around you, holding you close to their chest. As you watch this one, you can almost feel the warmth around it. Except for your left arm, you don't feel it against that one. Which, if this is a memory from when you had the crustacean arm, you wouldn't remember that feeling. Watching it as it drifts up, you look down to another bubble that's coming up next to you as you watch another bubble, again from someone else's point of view. Watching you as you're being picked on. A group of kids around you, making fun of you for your arm. You feel something tighten in your throat. Your chest seems to just be twisted. Not physically, a worry, a sense of fear, trepidation, almost anxiety. You look at another bubble that comes up as you both see and remember the feeling of your boat being suddenly lurched as you wake up, fire surrounding you.
Oh.
This time, you're not watching it from the perspective of you who has just woken up, but of you from just above the water surface. And you see the hand that bumped the boat. A crustacean claw that comes out of the water just briefly, something you wouldn't have noticed while you were asleep, to alert you of the fire. And you feel that again, that anxiety, that tension, that almost akin to terror. And then a sense of relaxing, almost a breath of relief as they watch a shadowy form, your form, leap out of the boat, taking only what you needed as the boat burned. Then you see dust spreading from your feet as you look down and realize you are now on some kind of seabed floor. As you look around, you see a little hole that seems to go deeper down. And as you kind of lean closer to it, you see another bubble come up. This one seems to be bigger than the others. Each one that you've passed seemed to have grown bigger and bigger slowly. As this one comes up, you see an image of yourself casting Dispel Magic on your arm. And as you're watching it, you feel a bit of pride in yourself for thinking cleverly and being like, I want to see if this works. Casting it, being just clever enough, just strong enough that you can start pushing that magic. And then you feel it again. Fear, anxiety, terror, horror. And you can almost feel like your entire body is being crushed under some heavy pressure, as though suddenly the depths around you seems to just be weighing on you. As every bit of magic you've ever felt casting seems to suddenly just rush through you, almost as though it's being dragged through you at a high speed. You watch this, a lot of the area around you, magic. You just feel magic just being dragged through you. And then suddenly around you, you see bolts of lightning just arcing through the water, illuminating areas for only brief instances, but just and you can see brief flashes of a figure moving, hands moving from one position to another position to another position to another position to another position, as though in a mad, frantic dance, trying to do something. You don't know what it is, you can't see exactly, but you can feel the water starting to pull you back upwards, pushing you, pulling you, moving you in all directions as that sensation grows. And amidst the water, you hear a whisper. Everything else is so loud, but this whisper seems to be even louder. I should have known. I'm sorry. I'll fix it.
You shouldn't have known.
Mm-hmm. You shouldn't have known. I'm sorry. I'll fix it. As you feel that magic pulling through you again, and then all of a sudden it's like a hook is in your chest and you're being dragged to the surface. You can no longer see any bubbles, it's just being dragged up, up, up. And then right before you feel yourself about to hit that sky surface that hit through and break through the waves, your eyes open and you wake up.
He's gonna stay laid down with his eyes open for the next 3 hours.
Okay. So you're gonna go back to sleep? Or you're gonna, you said you were gonna stay awake for a little bit and then go back to sleep?
Wait, say that again.
So you're going to stay awake for just a little bit and then go back to sleep?
Eyes wide open, yeah.
Eyes wide open. Yep. No worries. You will eventually, just through sheer tiredness, be able to get back to sleep. But what you just saw is probably going to be weighing on your mind heavily and understandably. And in the meantime, I will drag you back over so we can get back with the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
10 gold
Back.
for those long shoulder-length rabbit skin gloves. I'm you. Hi.
That's a mood.
I like how that's what I come back to.
We were filling Target on what happened last session.
On my grandfather.
You fucking liar.
You don't know that.
In character, I don't know that. Out of character, I can still call you a fucking liar.
And you still don't know that.
Bitch boy, you told me about your family.
I told you about my parents.
You said it is in your family to raise griffins.
Yeah.
It's your parents' job. It's your family.
Yeah, that doesn't mean everybody does it.
You don't make no goddamn sense. I'm gonna kill you.
So, Deirdrick, you said you wanted to speak with Naivara.
I imagine he comes into the tail end of Arcus's expedition, so he just sees her counting down for no reason.
I mean, he'll knock on the door first. He's not just gonna fucking.
She won't hear you. That's
That's
the problem.
Oh, okay, that's a good
My
question.
senses are with Arcus right now.
Except for touch and smell and taste.
So if you open the door, taste.
Yeah, he'll be
Taste.
if you don't respond right away.
Yep. You just see her just like sitting on the bed, seeming to stare off into space. Like when she does
You
when she's
hear-
looking through Arcus' senses.
Yeah, so I recognize this by now, right?
Yeah.
You hear a vague dial-up tone.
No, you just see her mouthing, fuck.
It's tempting to like fuck her up somehow since she's completely unaware right now, but Deirdrick's not like that.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Thought crosses his mind, but he's not like that.
He's just sitting here like, I could fucking flip the bed right now. God damn it, fine.
He will let himself in though, and he'll sit across from her. Imagine she's sitting on the bed, and he'll sit on the bed across from her.
She's either, I always imagine she just lays down so she doesn't like freak the fuck out when she transitions to flying.
Okay,
enough.
then he'll still sit on the other bed. He's gonna sit there quietly, waiting.
I like
See,
that because
this
it's
is
more
how-
ominous.
This is how motherfuckers get hit. This is exactly how motherfuckers get hit. You fuckers keep sneaking up on her. This is why she's so jumpy.
He's a little curious. I mean, did she say anything about having Arcus go check out or recon?
She's
No.
mentioned it as a possibility, but she never said anything about it.
Yeah, she never said she would outright do it, essentially.
Okay, well, I feel like Deirdrick's smart enough to think that might be what's happening.
So she just comes to, quote unquote, sits up. What the fuck?
How long have I been sitting there?
I'd say about 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes.
Okay, hasn't been too long then.
Okay, you look.
Don't tell her that.
You and Mr. fucking 6'8" Ominous out there need to stop doing that.
Did you see anything?
Something put a hole in the mansion of the nobles. Also, there's an idiot guard.
That's useful to remember, but what's about this hole?
Something put a hole in the in the mansion. I can't talk to Arcus from far away, so I couldn't get him to inspect it closer, but something put a hole in there. There was enough of a noise and wreck it to make the guard ring the bell of alarm.
Good attack.
I saw a hole and I saw some shadow thing slipping, but it was far away, so I couldn't make out much more than that.
When he's within range for you to talk to him, can you go tell him to send him back out?
Yeah, but it would require my senses to be switched, and I'm assuming you came into my room for a reason, so.
It can wait.
Alright. Actually, wait, how long did it take Arcus to get there?
It took him a while.
Since he is-
Like, since he's flying, it only took maybe 15 minutes.
I'm
On foot, it would
warning you
take, about half an hour to 45 minutes.
I'm warning you now, it'll be about half an hour. So we do have time.
He thinks about it. I came to ask more about that warlock group.
I can't tell you a lot about that group specifically.
You did mention you would explain more about your death.
I mentioned to you before that I was with an adventuring party, right? I think I did.
I think he did.
I am not with them now because. Okay. Starting from the beginning, we decided to delve into a more ancient area. Just to see what the hell would happen. Just explore. Because at this point, we were just fucking wandering. And being the inexperienced person that I was, when we got into combat, I panicked and collapsed an area that separated us and knocked me out. So, as I said, by technicality, I should be dead. I somehow woke up and managed to get my way out, however. Either the gods didn't want me to die, or Auntie had something to do with it. I'm not sure which.
Sorry, where did you say this was? They went into where?
Ruins. She didn't say where specifically.
Ruins.
Primarily because I don't.
God, hold on. I think there's a fly in here.
Go away.
Mood.
Just have Caesar eat it.
Or mosquito. It just
Oh, yeah, okay,
one
mosquitoes double
mosquito.
more. Yeah.
One mosquito will do so much damage to me. I need to kill it.
Get the off!
Confirmed. Taro is weak to mosquitoes.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's how you would kill me.
Oh god.
Anyway, okay. Do you have an idea of why they're attacking these different temples?
I have a few theories.
And he kind of nods as in, explain.
So, let me preface this with, this is not Hawkins' normal behavior. In fact, what he's doing is what I would be doing had we not been separated. The temples that he are attacking seem to be temples, well, I think, if he's attacking the ones that I think he's attacking, are temples that belong to clerics who would see warlocks just eradicated. The other theory that I had is, well, it's something that I thought of very recently. I.e. some shit that I thought of out of character that I'm going to incorporate, because fuck it. The place we're in, the graveyard. For grave clerics, that's technically a temple, correct? And
Yes.
nobles had a pet project in the basement of said temple. All the temples are apparently somehow important to the nobles. So what if somehow this army has found out that that is where the nobles are keeping their projects and getting rid of them?
And you have no way to get in contact with them about this?
I actually did. That's why I ran off earlier.
And?
I got a message back. I was asking him to meet us between here and Wheat Valley, but he said that was too dangerous. So he wants us them near the divide.
To meet in the divide?
Near. So basically, either on one of the ends of the cross-eyed path.
Oh. And they wanted to meet in the divide. So on either end of it?
He said he was heading north, so I'm assuming they mean that area?
North of Wheat Valley.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
presumably it would mean directly north, as far as you're aware. Maybe off from here to there, because, excuse me, true north in, a place that has no compasses, it's going to be off by here and there, but gives you an idea. Excuse me a second, I need that's somewhere down the wrong pipe.
Okay. And Dawn.
Yes.
I remember Nivara last time when we talked about this. She pretty much said that her auntie or whatever, it's like Fae related. It's Fae.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do I know if Fae related like warlocks are better or not? I don't know. I mean, you said the Fae are generally peaceful, right?
She said they
yes.
were neutral, essentially.
Neutral?
Like there are good ones and there are bad ones. Like
a way to put it in a simpler term is that the majority of the ones that Zoo tends to take up after specifically tend to be ones going after those with fiendish pacts. Fiends are ancients that have committed themselves to violence and to the thoughts and actions of violence, and as such, they're usually pretty spot. They're not going to be something that you're just going to like stumble across and be like, "Oh wow, you're such a nice guy," and then not have them stab you in the back within a month.
Okay, so the fiendish ones.
Fiendish ones, bad.
Yeah, bad kill on sight type.
Kind of, yeah. Great Old One, you wouldn't know anything too much about. You haven't actually met any. Celestial is apparently supposed to be one of the ones that's like off radar for you. Like if any of those pop up, like they just kind of disappear.
Wrong.
They just kind of disappear. So you don't handle them at all. Undying, you've heard of a few, but they tend to be smarter about keeping themselves hidden, probably because of the fact that they've lived long enough to do so. Fae, there's a few here and there that occasionally pop up, and generally they don't tend to be a hyper-violent type of people. They tend to be very much trying to be either in tune with nature or with magic. Well, granted, magic can be dangerous as long as they're not using it maliciously. Your group is only going after them if they are dragged into it by clerics. And they have to be like convincingly dragged, not just, hey, we need you to help this.
Okay. 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 And do you know if they're all Fae warlocks?
I know that his lieutenant is.
And him?
He's a paladin.
Paladin?
He's an Oath of the Ancients paladin.
Okay, Dawn, is this even I ever heard of this yet?
Roll a history check.
Damn, what?
Roll a history check.
Music like,
Excuse me?
No, keep in mind that the warlock is telling you this is my ex.
Yeah.
Did she tell him that part? I don't remember.
She explicitly said I was
She did,
with
right?
Alkin. Yes.
Okay.
Roll a
yeah,
history check,
okay.
yeah.
What the fuck? You're learning some stuff today.
Ironically,
history check.
Yep.
Yeah. The only one who knew about the paladin bit was ironically Sudhim up until whose proper response was, "Wow, you like to live on the edge, don't you?"
You're just staring at her for a second, like you know that there's an obscure group of paladins who are like from the Colossi that maybe that's them, but she's talking about this person like they're not on the Colossi. So which one's he? Which one is this?
Who are you?
You rolled 7, so yeah, you don't know too much about
He's
this.
definitely like, what the fuck?
I'm shocked you don't know.
Can he insight her? He'd probably be in
Go
disbelief.
for it.
Sure. You're gonna see that she's looking very confident in herself and very calm and collected.
I mean, she has no reason to lie to me at this point.
Right. Feel free to insight. You could just say he's squinting at her doubtingly. Just like the no way.
He probably is. You can probably see it on his face. I'll insight anyway. Whatever.
Dawn.
Yeah, you're just kind of struck dumb at that point, just like, what?
Dawn.
Yes.
Because of him, I would say that I know at least a bit about ancient paladins, right?
Only a little bit.
Would he have told me his oath?
Yes, that would have been one of the things that you would have been told.
So, before I do this, why are you staring at me like that?
When you say, she said he's Oath of the Ancients, I think, but does that give me any clue as to what church or anything exactly, or is that a whole organization by God? I don't know. I don't know anything. Out of character. I don't know anything. So do I not know like a specific god or anything like connected to them? To Oath of the Ancients?
With a 7, none of them are really coming to mind.
Okay. Who does he follow?
Do I know the name of the god, actually? Or did he ever tell me?
Roll a history check to see if you remember.
Let's do this. 13.
And here's one of the things I was very happy to hold in my hand.
Oh god, he's gonna say Angla! Oh my fucking god!
What? Where is it? Where is it?
They worship your god, Beatrix.
Oh my god, this is... He needs a moment.
My old heart can't take it.
Like, it looks like he was about to say something, but he stopped. I'm guessing I've never heard of this shit in my life. Dawn?
Yeah?
I'm guessing I have not heard
No.
of it.
No, this is a first for you. Like,
This
you're
is
like,
the,
let me
this
put it
is
this way.
like the Splinter Cell of paladins.
Yeah.
No one knows. No one knows about them. They're just there.
What the fuck is this?
Or at the very least, you have to actually, put effort into learning about them. And because your deal was more, dealing with things not on the Colossi, you didn't really care to look into them. So this is like you being like, hold on a second. Apparently, like, someone was wanting Wake Up Call 101 because, explain?
Yeah, okay, shit, this
If you
is...
don't believe me, I could recite his tenets if you'd like.
He kind of shakes his head like, I mean, obviously he'd probably already know.
If you don't know a lot about ancient paladins, I don't think you'd even know their tenets.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait.
No, you would not know their tenets.
Yeah, it's just to prove like they would be a paladin because there's a certain way tenets are worded.
Yeah, he doesn't really. I don't think he really needs that exactly right now.
I have enough. There is a reason I felt safe around him.
And you didn't tell me this before.
I told you he was a paladin. I never said what kind of paladin he was.
Did you not know who I followed?
Not at the moment I told you, no.
He's kind of like rubbing his, like, the bridge of his nose and forehead. He's like, This would have been information that would have been nice to know.
Well, I mean, had you kept God and everything else secret, I'd have told you when I did tell you.
I haven't been exactly keeping it a secret.
You hadn't told me which one it was until then? Or, excuse me, during, or before then. And I don't know as much about Paladin as you think I do. I know to avoid you.
Well, we will definitely be meeting them then. I have a few questions. At the very least.
I can imagine. It's not the worst thing that you've ever had, that we've ever had as a conversation, though.
He's still sitting there thinking, how much time has passed? Should
I think Arcus would have landed by now, I'm gonna take a guess.
He'll be coming back in like 5 minutes.
Can I feel him ping when he comes within, like, telekinetic range?
Telepathic range?
Yeah, telepathic. Why did I say telekinetic? Yes, I want to throw him against the wall.
That's what I was like, yeah, no, you can... When he comes within range, you'll know.
Okay. All I can tell you at the moment, when it comes down to ancient paladins, is they're more allies for warlocks, primarily because they don't do anything unless absolutely necessary. So it does not make sense for him to be trying to wage war on nobles like this without a good reason. Something big is happening.
He kind of nods. He's not really saying much. This definitely gives him so much to be thinking about. He definitely has a little bit more faith in this plan now. Now that he knows that there's a paladin of his own, like, in charge of this.
Who follows his own god.
Yeah, so he has a little bit more faith, but he's also very confused still. So he's got to figure out.
She'll pat his shoulder. If it makes you feel any better, even if it's for a different reason, just it confuses you.
He's kind of eyeballing you because he does not like your hand on his shoulder. But he kind of probably glances at it for half a second. Kind of.
Oh, it's a brief touch.
Yeah, he don't want to be touched.
Oh, touch me!
Ping.
Oh, there it is. Arcus, you're gonna hate me. Head back to the castle.
He lands on the window, stares at you. Like, he goes like this, oh, but I just got back, kind of motion.
She holds up two meat cubes for him.
He doesn't take him, he just turns around and just, like, looks at you like, better be there when I get back.
I need you to explore that hole.
Flies away.
Explore the hole, if possible, head inside for a quick bit.
He's already flying away.
No. She's saying this telepathically.
Okay.
If so, if you see anything potentially dangerous, head back as soon as possible.
You hear just a, got it. Just flies off as fast as he can.
You can stay if you want, but all I'm gonna do is be looking like a hub.
He kind of thinks.
If you head out and come back, bring a bottle of alcohol. I think we both need it.
He kind of nods. He nods at that, and he gets up.
And I'll switch my senses over to Arcus's.
Yeah, he's gonna go back down to take care of that for a minute.
This was a lovely revelation.
Oh yeah, that's some shit. He's still probably thinking, why the fuck did you tell him this shit sooner? Like,
Primarily because I didn't have that information.
To be fair, it never really seemed pertinent for you to bring it up at the time.
It really didn't.
I guess to him it's more of a, your warlock and your boyfriend was a fucking paladin. That would have given him a little bit more faith in you.
Okay, she's told him that she was dating a paladin. She has said that. She just never said what oath he was.
Or what god he worshipped.
I don't think she said that he was a paladin though.
She has to. It was during their conversation where she bought him out, who she was looking for.
Was it? I don't remember that. Okay, well anyway.
He knows now.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot to fucking think about now. Anyway, yeah, he's just gonna kind of be a little shell shocked and be thinking a little bit and drinking just a little bit.
I just imagine I wake up and he's got like a giant bottle of scotch near my table.
I mean, he's gonna sit downstairs first. He knows it's gonna take a while.
Oh no.
Anyway.
This is perfect. Shell-shocked beer trick.
I love shocking Vierdrick out of his shoes.
Oh.
Just when he thinks he knows things.
God coming in from above. You know nothing!
I know plenty about my god. Did you know this? What?
I broke him. This breaks the man.
So.
Yeah, he's just gonna keep going back to the same. We just need to talk to him.
Yeah. So you're going to just kind of go back to your room and just be like, yeah, we'll talk to him and just. Okay.
He just went downstairs. I'm assuming he's bringing her back a bottle at the very least.
He's gonna sit downstairs for like a good, I don't know, half hour, I guess?
Yeah, because he told you to take him half hour to get back to the castle, so it makes sense that, like, excuse me, half hour to get there and half hour to go to the castle, so it makes sense that at a half hour she would be done.
Half an hour Pretty on much. Foot. For Arcus, 15 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes to get there and 15 to get back.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it makes sense she'd be done by then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then after that much... I mean, he'll get maybe, like, a bottle of alcohol and bring it up with 2 cups.
Gotcha.
The fact that they get along when they're drinking is both high concern and great amusement for me.
He's been drinking a little more than he lately, but, whatever.
Probably, but so is she, so...
But yeah, that's all he's doing for a minute. What is everyone else doing? We can switch to someone else for a second.
Bo's asleep, and Vierdrick is getting alcohol. Zadim is training his doggo. And Arcus takes off, flying at a very fast pace back to the manor to take another peek at it. Lands on top of one of the walls, little tower house looking things, like a lookout tower.
Yeah.
Looking down towards where the hole is in the wall. There's now a couch on the lawn.
Okay.
And
that's not what.
Various forms, which Arcus kind of like flies over, going slow to try and get a look at them. A few of them are people. There's a few horses. One of the horses is more half of a horse.
Like it's been eaten?
Or at the very least ripped in half.
Oh. Awesome. Any footprints at all, or any sign of what did this?
The whole place around it just looks like a whirligig of footprints and just torn
chaos.
Up ground. It is chaos.
Where are you guys at the
Arcus is. Arcus
Oh.
is. He's looking it over.
I was gonna say, if Kalir is like still like skipping around town, does she hear any of this chaos?
By this point,
This is-
Clear, you're not hearing anything, but you're able to see the manor off in the distance. Nothing really seems off at a glance. Still kind of a gated community type thing where people are still doing stuff. There's still armored figures standing at position, looking down upon the people around. It's a very imposing sight.
Huh. Sure, keep skipping.
If you want, you can roll a perception check.
Yeah. Let's see how well this goes.
I mean, you rolled 17 last time, so yeah, see, not bad.
Not bad. I
Not
rolled
bad.
a 16.
Yep. And the DC wasn't super high. It was only a 13. So as you're skipping by, you do notice that there is a section of the building, which it's a decent ways in. Like you have to go open the door and then actually move like down the path towards it. But there's a hole in the building. You can see light coming out of it. That's significantly brighter.
Is this a hole that I could walk through? Like, is this
Not in
like...
the gate. You're at the gate currently, but there's a hole in the building itself. So you would not be able to just walk through the gate.
near me, or...
Not you are on the opposite side of the gate.
No, I meant, like, is it, like, I know it's in the building.
Facing
is it, like,
facing to where
way
you can
off
see it.
in the distance? Or
Yeah.
is it...
Like it would be like a case if you were trying to like sprint across it, it would take you a minute.
I suppose she'll skip close to it.
Okay, so you're just standing close to the wall, just trying to see it.
Yeah, I suppose.
So you're basically running around the gate, which isn't going to get you any closer to it.
No,
You
I
can't
mean,
get in the gate. You can't get
I
inside.
know, I know, but I'm trying to get to the point that I can get the closest to.
We thought you were at the gate.
Yeah, moving up to the gate, that is the closest you can get without going through the gate, and there are armored sentinels.
Because when you said it's a distance away,
Yeah.
what I was imagining is it's way off to the side over there, like
Yes.
at the corner,
Too,
whereas
Yes.
I'm at the other corner.
Yes,
Like-
it is way off. Like again, it would be a minute for you to go from the gate to the doors of the building.
I know, but what I meant was like, say I'm at one corner and the hole is at a completely different corner of the building, right? That's what I thought you said. And so I'd have to run around the gate to get at least closer. But still
Okay,
be-
yeah, I know. I think I get what he's saying.
The gate that you're seeing it through would be the closest gate. Like there might be
Okay.
another gate that you could go to on another side of it that might give you a different angle, but this one gives you the clearest from the gate to the hole visage.
Okay. Do I see anything of this hole?
You see it is definitely a hole. There's some light from inside that looks like it's maybe lantern light, or maybe they had something else illuminating it. It's not super bright. Most of the areas in the building seem to be illuminated. It doesn't appear that there's anything on fire, despite the fact that whatever created this hole should have shaken things up at this point, but building seems fine otherwise. You do notice that there's some weird hedgings and such on the front lawn, possibly
Weird
items. Arcus would see it as a couch. You see it as an upturned part of the lawn that there's a few areas closer that look like they're like hedge trimmed to look like various animals. This one does not look like an animal, and it's definitely smaller than the others, so it's out of place and a little bit awkward to see.
Okay. This hole is at ground level, right?
It's at floor 1 level, yes. Ground floor
Floor
level.
1.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
yeah, ground floor is what I meant.
Okay. Huh, okay. And I suppose obviously I can't just go through and investigate. I suppose there's guards. Yeah.
If you try and open it, you hear a clink, and you just see one of the guards like lean forward, looking down at you with no expression, doesn't say anything, just looks at you, just like don't do it. But there's no guard that speaks. All these ones that are looking at you are just armored entities staring down at you.
I I look at the hole and then I look at them. I'm just like I'm like that meme that's just like it's like it's the black person tilting his head with his hands up with 4 question marks. Like
Huh?
yeah, just like what?
The Jackie
Okay,
Chan meme, like, it doesn't make sense! Why would you do this?
I'm just wondering like why I noticed this hole and I'm like fucking like blind.
I can't see good, yet I'm noticing this. What the fuck's wrong with y'all?
I take a long hard stare at this hole in the wall, and then I just shake my head, and it's just like, whatever, it's your problem. she literally just should say out loud like, whatever, it's your problem. She's genuinely confused at these guards.
As you begin leaving, you see that you can kind of like feel them watching as you look back at them. They like stare at you for a second, then they go back to like this at attention pose and seem to be on watch, guarding again. It's certainly odd.
They're willfully ignoring it.
Yeah, they're not turning around towards the hole. They're not doing anything. They're just like standing up straight at attention.
They get paid not to see that shit.
That ain't what it is. That ain't what it is.
She's tempted to just kind of address the elephant in the room, so to speak, to them. Just like, there's a hole there, right? There's a security I don't know. This is just. I'm sorry. Just the idea of these guards that are just like all serious, like standing very sternly, like, yeah, we're doing our jobs properly, and there's a fucking hole behind them.
There's a reason they're ignoring it.
Khalil kind of just. She walks back. And she, like, opens her mouth with her finger up. Just like. Can you talk?
They keep
Or,
staring
like,
forward.
understand what I'm saying?
They keep staying forward.
She's internally freaking out right now. I don't know if this is real. They're not paying attention to me.
We were told that there were magic armors as guards.
That there were what?
Magic armors as guards. Like, excuse me,
Magic
animated
armor.
armors.
Oh.
That
we
was something
were.
the bard told us, and, well, bard told Virdrick Bowen's demon they filled us in on.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Do they look like animated armor?
From where you're standing, maybe. I mean, they're certainly armor that's moving.
Oh, so I'm not close to them. They're not
No,
like
they're
right up
up
to the
on the
gate.
wall.
Oh. Okay.
One of them looks down at you. Citizen, you have no purpose being here. Be about your business.
Okay.
Damn it,
I
man.
mean,
Well,
I'd love if Arcus heard this conversation.
Yeah,
Just
right.
say- Okay. I mean, there's a hole in your wall, but
Just stares at you.
are you not gonna look?
You have no purpose being here. Be about your business.
Was that said in the exact same tone? Just wondering.
A little bit different, a little more terse.
Okay. Okay. Alright, I'll look.
As you leave, you hear that trent of it going back into its position. Again, that perfect military pose of just clearly just at attention.
Yeah, that's animated armor. Yeah. Well then. I sure hope there aren't any recording devices. Not that they exist. Yeah, I suppose I don't know. Is there like an area where she can just kind of sit down, but she'll be slightly obscured from whatever the armor is?
There's an area where you can technically do that.
Could I view the whole from this angle and this distance, I suppose?
From the angle and distance, you'd be able to get a somewhat view of it, but you're not going to be able to see much. Like, the further away you get from it, it's going to just become like looking at a building off in the distance.
Okay.
It's not going to be something that you're going to be able to like just see. You're going to be seeing, that there's lights moving around, flickering in places, but you're not going to be able to really hear anything. I mean, what you can see is only so much because it is not exactly close enough for you to be able to make out details.
How high is this wall? Just wondering for purposes.
Good 15 feet up.
Ah, nice. That's perfect. Okay.
If you get arrested, we can't do anything.
Yeah, she'll. What does the here's a question. Okay, what is the armor that these guards are wearing, or that the guards are? What armor is it?
Plate mail.
Do I know? Like, okay, plate mail. Interesting. Plate mail. That's full plate, right? I can't remember.
Full plate.
Full plate. Okay. Interesting. Are there any other details about this wall or
The area that you're not able to see through, because of it being just a solid wall, is made of stone. The gate itself is made of iron.
and I suppose there's a lock on the gate.
Yes.
Magical?
Not a lock so much as a thick iron bar.
Ah. And I can just wait, a thick iron bar, so could I just like slide this bar out? Or is it like
It's on the other
sitting on
side.
this way?
It's not like a bar on your side that you can just pull. It's on the opposite side.
Oh, okay. So I can't like reach between the bars of the gate and like.
You could try, but finagling it from your side would be extremely difficult.
Okay. She takes note of these things. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. Thick bar. Okay, that's some good information. And what time of night is it? Like, is it sunset or is it like
This
full
after
on?
this after the sun has set.
Okay, so I would guess maybe a few hours until
Midnight?
sleep time.
So sleep time? That's up to you.
Or a few hours from normal sleep time. I don't know when the sun sets in relation to when we sleep.
You usually sleep around like an hour or so after the sun sets, depending on your watch.
Okay.
And usually even then you take like a little nap in between watches. Which right now you're in a city, so usually you don't take watches when you're in a city, but that's also up to the party.
Okay. Well, she is going to stick around at this super secret place that's, you know, a distance, but so much of a distance that they don't really notice that she's there. And she's just going to wait there for a few hours to see if they move at all.
Okay.
Or if they just stay there all day and all night.
Okay. Meanwhile, Arcus, after looking over everything,
I'm still slept, right?
you're schlepping. Yeah.
Yeah.
You laid down and you went to schlepping. And you were out for a good hour, despite the fact that it felt like very little bit of time. But that being said, Arcus goes over towards the hole, peeks inside, still obviously invisible, looks around and sees bits of wood and tile that have just been crushed into, fractured. It's once more chaos. Like, this place is going to need like a whole crew of mending people to mend this up, or just to get the whole thing refurbished, because this is broken, this is chaos, this is just, it's a mess. And looking around, trying to figure out what's going on, Arcus, just kind of does little flights between places to make sure he's not stepping on little things that might make little like cracking sounds because of the destruction that's clearly in this place. Flies up onto a banister, looks down, and just kind of curls around, tries to keep his balance on the banister, and tries not to give away that he was there with any slipping and marking it with accidental claw marks. Here's a faint bit of chatter. Flies upward. Starts peeking around. Here's a door about to open and just launches himself into a higher crevasse area, like in the upper rafters, and just quickly curls up and looks down as a few people just kind of walk through. Look, I don't understand what you're saying. Can we just get this over and done with, or do we have to continue to... look! The other person just kind of holds up the hand. The person just like throws his head back, just like, I don't want to. Stop freaking out. You're panicking. I'm not panicking. I just have a good reason to stretch my bones, and you take it from me. Yes, I understand. understand, and you can calm yourself about it. Clearly, there's a mess to deal with before we deal with you trying to get your rocks off again. Oh, but I always liked it. He pauses as the person holds up a finger to him, just like, fine, I'll go talk to the other people downstairs. You handle whatever the hell you do. Stupid ass. Does a little coat flutter, brushes his coat off behind him as he walks down the stairs, just avoiding the areas of higher destruction, but seeming to just be walking through it as though this were a perfectly normal Tuesday. And Arcus watches as the guy who was talking him down just kind of watches him for a moment, just eventually slowly lets out this imbecile. Smart ass imbecile, but a smart ass. Rubs his forehead for a second, shakes it. Need to go get the status report. Hopefully this isn't... What am I saying? This is going to draw attention for far too long. Maybe. Moves over and leans against a banister that starts creaking the moment he leans against it. He doesn't seem to mind. He doesn't seem to mind. He's just leaning against it very gently, very lightly, not actually put his weight against it, but looks out towards the hole. Yes. Maybe. Arcus just kind of standing there, just and kind of just slowly starts moving down, hops onto another area, slowly just about ready to go through the door, and then all of a sudden hears tap, 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 tap. Basically he does, this is where he does the cronk, where he just throws himself up against the wall, just as another figure, just dressed in some kind of armored greaves, just walks through all this rubble, just walks up next to him. Are you sure that we are having to remain with all this devastation to your home? Yes, I believe that we can. Thankfully, it wasn't any more so than we would have hoped. If it had actually thought, it would have done far more. If it had thought? Yes. Turns around to stare at this woman, which from the the backside you can tell, longer hair, dressed in some kind of armor.
Wait. Hang on. My fucking notes closed on me. How dare you?
I'll give you a moment.
Open, you twat! Okay. First of all, blue cape?
Yes.
Symbol?
Let me pull this up here. Nope. Not that one. This one. It is the symbol that was described by Regis. Or sorry, not by Regis. Yeah, Regis. This is the.
Yeah, it's Regis.
Yeah, Regis was the one who explained it, but the cape that you see is of the other Regis.
The man.
The one who is friends with the noble. Which would make the person who's leaning against the banister Hizor. And the woman who just walked up behind him, Leanne. Which means these two are the Cabals.
So they're just casually treating this whole like nothing fucking happened.
From the sound of it, it sounds like Hizor is clearly not. Regis sounds like this is all just like a fun activity. He's kind of blowing it off, but Hizor's just like, look, we're handling it. This is obviously something that happened. We're taking care of it. But he's doing it very, methodically, clearly keeping it one step at a time, not actually pushing it too far, just staring out and thinking. A brains of the bunch sort, if you will.
Great.
Guru,
Yes.
do I notice any of this?
No, this is inside the walls.
Ah,
Yes.
I see.
What is Leanne doing right now?
She moved up behind him to try and get his attention and discuss things with him, but he's just like not seeming to pay her too much mind at the moment. Just kind of staring for a second. Eventually she moves up and she very gently puts her hand on his shoulder, pulls him off the banister and turns him to face her.
Okay, so wait.
Yep.
Zor and Leanne are the two that are together, right?
Yes. They're the ones who are currently speaking to each other.
I thought Regis was the one that was leaning on the banister.
No, Regis was the one who walked down the stairs.
Okay, so Regis is the one freaking out. Zor is the one who's chill.
No, Hezor is the one who's chill. Regis is the one who's just like, oh, come on.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. Regis is the one who's like freaking out about this, and Zor is the one who's just calm.
I wouldn't say freaking out. More like he wished that it had continued.
Oh, he wants the chaos and fighting. Okay.
He was enjoying it, the first bit of good sport that he'd gotten in a while. That's what he kind of made it sound like.
Well, if we can tell who's the youngest of the troop. Alright.
If you push yourself... I just woke up. I can't exactly push myself. You can! We'll get it fixed. It's not that difficult. This is stuff. It's the image I know you're worried about. This will affect how people see us. Yes, maybe. Anyways, we're gonna be wrapping up in just a moment. Perhaps we can use that to our advantage, though. Everything's about advantage with you. Really, isn't it? He kind of just puts his hand against her cheek very gently. Always. Now, is everything contained? You see her... actually, make an insight check.
Me or Arcus?
Because you can both, but you'll have two different things. I'm going to say you specifically.
24 for me, and for him that's just a wisdom check, so... 9.
He's not. He's just paying attention because of the fact that he's like, wow, they got a couple shiny things on his fingers.
It's always about the money with you, isn't it?
It's not even money, he just wants shiny.
He doesn't care if it's money. He just wants shiny things.
That's why we have potions
Always
right
about
now.
the shiny things, isn't it?
Yes, always. Hezor is... Actually, let me check Hezor's roll real quick. Okay. Hezor is passive, calm. However, his lady, her eyes seem to kind of like drift slightly at his question, and she seems to shift a little bit awkwardly, and Hezor eventually kind of just like slowly leans forward. It didn't. You see her eyes kind of shift, like she's like looks away and you can't see what she's looking at, but as she does, Hezor's head just kind of drops down as he nods slowly. Of course. Good sport. Check with the men. See how many of them are left.
Question.
Yes?
Her passiveness. Does it seem like she's more embarrassed or scared of him?
With your insight check, this is not a fear look. It's not even a passive look. It's a, I don't want to disappoint you. Because he's clearly not
Okay.
angry. Like, he has not raised his voice. He has not seemed angry thus far.
You don't have to be angry to intimidate.
No, you don't. But for this, like, she seems to be more like along the lines of, I don't want to tell you something, but I'm going to have to tell it to you at some point, but I don't want to say it.
What's happening?
Okay.
I just imagine they.
I'm not sure what's happening at all.
We're looking through the eyes of Arcus at the moment.
I just imagine that they hear Kalir outside just saying, "Hey, there's a big hole in the wall. Are you gonna know that?"
Oh my fucking god.
They're just saying, "Well, shit. Didn't think someone would be out of this late at night."
To be fair, they're the drunkards that are wandering around. So it absolutely makes sense.
That's at least someone.
Just pretend you're drunk and move on.
I mean, she is skipping around in full plate, so you know.
Very
Weird
interesting
looking
sort of
full
drunk,
plate.
but...
Weird looking full plate, but full plate nonetheless.
Mhm.
They won't know.
He kind of waves her, and she goes down a different hallway, staying on the second floor. As he just kind of looks out and just doesn't lean on the banister again. This time he puts his hands just behind his back, just like... Which, at this point, actually, another figure seems to just remarkably silent. Arcus is still like pinned against the wall, just like, should I move now? Starts leaning forward. Suddenly, just this black coat just seems to almost materialize out of the corner of his eye. He just slowly pushes himself back up, just like, I'm going to stay here.
Ah, shit, dog. Here come the furball.
And seeing him side by side with Hezor, you can tell his size. This man is
Big.
him big. This is giantkin, and Hezor's maybe a head and a half, almost 2 heads shorter than him.
Jesus Christ.
This man's got to be at least between 7 and 8 feet tall, maybe a little bit more. You're not 100% sure, but he's him big, and especially from Arcus's perspective. Arcus is not a very large creature to begin with, so he's looking up at this guy as he just moves up next to him, glances down towards Hezor. Hezor doesn't say anything at first, but then it's just lets his head slowly drop. No. You don't need to say anything. I know what you're thinking. Perhaps you're right. But we still need to continue as we've been. Will you do me a favor? I need more checked out in the back. The pens should be... If we're lucky, they won't be unsalvageable. But I don't think our uninvited guest is going to have made this a easy thing. I'm sure we didn't lose everything. Please. And when he says please, you see the Furbolg shift slightly and seem to like straighten up. Make an insight check.
Alright. Cheers. Wow.
Another 24. Jeez.
On point.
From the way that he shifts,
This is
and
Navarre's favorite soap opera.
apparently, from the way that he shifts and he almost does like a half turn to lean back slightly, almost as though him saying please was him barking an order. This man looks intimidated.
And this one is the one that's called Eldor, right?
Veldor.
Veldor? Okay.
Yeah, with a V.
V-E-L?
Veldor. And he tips his hat very, very slowly with a very slow bow, just like clearly he has places to be. But he's also like, I'm gonna make sure I'm not getting snapped at, and then turn around and he goes for he takes 3 steps at a normal pace, and then he quickly just you hear him, boom, and then his footsteps just seem to just vanish.
3 steps is still a long way for him.
Oh yeah, three steps is a long way for him, and then he just he is very quiet with his footsteps. His size belies the fact that he's apparently quite nimble as he just disappears. Arcus just kind of stares in, and it's looks up, looks down, looks around, slowly detaches from the wall, kind of shuffles slightly. Looks like he wants to move, and he's just kind of stuck, and so he just kind of sits down, just How long are you going to wait, Ivara?
What do you mean?
How long are you willing to wait and watch this?
She will wait until her baby comes back.
Okay.
As long as it takes.
It takes, there's a few other things that come through. Various people who seem to realize that the banister is where you come to speak with Hizor. And he just stays at the banister. Some people will come in from the bottom and kind of call up to him Lord Hizor! And then they'll give a report, and he'll respond slowly, calmly, taking slow, deep breaths, and just seeming to allow things one thing at a time. After an hour has passed, his lady returns and whispers something in his ear. He turns as though to go towards, and then she kind of grabs his arm and just kind of motions to the balcony again, and he gives a little nod and turns back towards it before she goes off to apparently somewhere else in the house. And he continues. After another hour has passed, he finally seems to get the last person to come through as he slowly exhales, turns on his heel, and starts to walk away. At that point, Arcus is just sitting there, just you can almost feel him jittering. And he's just I want to move, but I don't want to get caught. All these people are moving around. As soon as he is out of sight, Arcus takes a couple steps and does his best to basically throw himself into a glide. And he I'm just for fun, roll him an athletics check real quick.
Why athletics? Oh God!
Smash, smash, smash!
He has a
the hair and the
strength. Oh my God!
DC was 15. He is able to clear the banister without hitting it at all. Barely, but he does.
Smack.
So he does not leave a sound of the banister suddenly just falling over as he flies out. He doesn't know what it was, but he was able to see a little bit of this Hizor for himself. And you were able to actually see their faces a little bit more in detail. The woman was wearing a weighted hood where it had a piece of some kind of iron affixed to the front of it to let it hang down to cover part of her upper brow, but it was pulled back enough to be able to actually see some of her face and profile. Hizor wearing that cloak, and from the way that he moved about, you could see he had a few rings on one hand and a glove that seemed to have gemstones and just an array of various small, intricate details on the other.
Does it look like Clears?
Like what?
Clears.
Like Kalir's gauntlet? No. Kalira's gauntlet is
Okay.
mechanical. This looks to be gemstones that have been sewn into and specifically placed onto a leather glove.
Thanos.
Like a Thanos gauntlet, if you will. But it doesn't have like just
Discount Thanos.
these sword it doesn't have the stones for each of these stones of power. This one seems to just be unique in its design and such as that. You don't see any
shows his
symbols
wealth.
and such. It does.
Shows as well.
It shows his wealth and his power, and is on his non-dominant hand, so his left hand. Probably as a way of him to be able to motion to things without actually interacting with others with it. Another way to show his status and his power. But as Arcus flies home under the cover of night and you can finally get some sleep, I'd say that's a good place to end the episode.
As soon as he fucking lands, she hugs him.
What about Kalia?
She gets home safe
Bro
and
has been
sound.
left for so long.
He's asking, did they move at all? The guards.
The guards, no worries. The guards, they move around at certain points. Like they'll move around the wall, but they don't like go in towards the building until a few of the other people from inside come out. They like say something to it. You can't see what they say or hear what they say. They motion for them to go, and they start heading inside, and then another regiment come up and replace them.
She will. I'm not entirely sure how she's going to do this, but she's going to try and mark like what kind of. Basically, well, firstly, she's going to note that there are guard shifts. The guards do.
I'm back, sorry.
Welcome back.
Next, she's gonna take, I guess, account of what time it seems to be. Like, for example, I guess where the moon is in the sky, maybe?
Roll a intelligence check or a nature check.
What time did Bo go to sleep?
Based off of the fact of how drained he was when he started going to sleep or going to his room, like shortly after sundown.
Yo, Franks.
Your best guess would be about every 2 hours clear.
Okay.
Bless you.
He's
Every 2 hours. Okay. In which case, she gets up and she starts skipping back home.
Right.
They can, whoever happens to be awake, might be able to hear the clang.
I mean, if you're coming back every 2 hours, Naivar's still awake. Or not every 2 hours, but
She's coming back after like the guard shift has changed, basically.
yeah.
So she's been out for 2 hours, probably.
So yeah, Naivar's fucking awake. You there?
Yeah.
So just imagine she just peeks her head out to see what the fuck it is.
These are clang, 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 clang.
Just smiling, just like happy with herself, and then she walks in, and she'll go to the bedroom.
Clang, 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 clang up the steps.
And you'll be able to get some rest. And on that note, I say that's a good place to call the session.
Yay!
This
I got
was
to stop the fuck out of music.
Oh yeah, this was interesting. I was not expecting to get as much pulled out of this particular session, but a few things have certainly been popping up, coming to light, and I'm interested to see how they go.
Eternally screams.
Yes.
To be fair, I missed half of everything you said. You have to realize.
Oh, you missed half of what I said? Don't worry, I'll repeat it for you later.
You have to realize. I was in an assembly for
Yeah. Oh
school
yeah. I'm aware.
while that was happening.
Oh yeah, I'm aware. I'm going to repeat it to you. Don't worry. It's plus I have it
Make sure to
recorded.
end the thing because I need to make sure to tell you guys something that happened at that assembly.
We'll end it first. Let me finish it up. I'm wrapping it up right now. So for everyone watching, thank you all so much for watching with us. We really appreciate it. We're going to have to delve a little bit more into what all is going on, see what all has been happening with all of this, see if they can get this plan rolling, or if they're going to roll it in a different direction. Who knows? These guys seem to have 7 ideas that they're working with, and I'm confused as heck, but I'm interested in this as hell to see where they go with it. That being said, if you like this video, feel free to leave us a like and a comment. We really appreciate it. It helps us out. Let us know how we can continue to improve the channel, not only to benefit you guys, but also for our benefit. We want to know how we can learn and grow and how to improve. Obviously, leave a nice comment. If you're going to be rude about it, it's just going to be rude and it's not going to really help anyone. That being said, if you want to keep up with these uploads, you can hit the subscribe button, or you can watch us on twitch.tv/whatteamcomp so you can keep up with us when we start streaming. Until next time, we've been What Team Comp, and we'll see you all next Wednesday. Bye-bye!
Goodbye.